Okay. And let's... Where is my audio source? What's up, people? Give me one quick second. Okay. I believe that's it. Let's see where this is coming from. Sorry, guys. I gotta figure something out. Okay. Let's do this then. Did that do it? Nope. Oh, whatever. We're good then. Okay. So, I believe that should be good. What's up, everybody? Yeah, so everybody's already pointing it out. Yeah, I meant to stream on my streaming channel, and then I logged in from my phone to send a message to people from my actual channel, and I don't know if that forced the login on my PC, to be honest with you. So I have no idea at all, but we're already here, so why not, I guess, celebrate. You know what, let's do this real quick. If you guys could do me a gigantic favor, because the whole point of streaming on my other channel is so that I don't completely destroy my current channel and the algorithm like has been happening. So if we could possibly, let me just real quick find a link for you real quick. As I say real quick over and over again. Let's do this. If you guys could do me a giant favor, since we're not on the channel I meant to be on, if you do have a free second, you feel like navigating away from the site, I got a link there. If you could go over there and subscribe, that'd be super cool. If not, I totally get that. It is a special occasion, yeah. Okay, so just to make sure everybody can hear everything, and let me know if the audio is not to your liking, I guess. Let's see what you guys have been saying, by the way. Hey, Hermit, how you doing, man? Oh, Daybreaker's asking where I got that chibi art from. Honestly, I just Google searched Dino Crisis wallpaper, so I got you. There you go. All right. I guess we can go ahead. I feel, oh man, the whole point was not to worry about demolishing the algorithmic standing of my current channel, but I guess we're doing it now, so fuck it, man. Let's fucking go for it.
1 year has passed since the third energy incident.
This game, though, having an arcade style still scares the hell out of me. Really? Hey, if it does it for you. I mean, it still has a great atmosphere. It's not like you're too far off there. I love your content. Keep it up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And once again, an accident has occurred. This time, the entire research base,
the whole research base, guys,
and a small town close by have disappeared.
Oh, Hermit, thank you very much, man. I don't even have fucking alerts set up. I'm sorry, guys. This was not supposed to be on this channel. But I do appreciate that very much, Hermit. And then there's a unicorn. You're always keeping it fabulous. I can count on you. Hey, Artificial Instinct. I haven't talked to you in a bit. Water-resistant phone. This is the best way to watch me stream. Butt-ass naked. How hard is it to relaunch on the other channel? I don't know, and I would like to, but to be,
10th, 2010.
It's like we're all here. Fuck it, man. One stream ain't gonna hurt anybody, right?
Maybe it's another world.
The famous last words of Avalanche Review. I didn't even know you streamed until now. Yeah, well, usually I'm supposed to stream on the other channel, and since we got more people here, if I could beg you guys, this bad boy right here, if you could give it a quick subscribe, because that's where I'm supposed to be streaming. Don't ask me how this fucking worked out this way, guys. Hello, Jared. I can't stay too long, but I just want to say I love your retrospective series. I hope you all the best with anything you work on. Take care. Thank you fucking very much. I certainly will take care. I appreciate that, man. Hey, I guess you know what? Let's do that. Let's call it like this. This is a advertisement for my streaming channel. Let's do that. Oh, fuck yeah, Hermit. I assume you got that for schooling, and now you don't have to go to school as much. Let's do it. I mean, we're in. We may as well go all the way, right? Bootleg Leon with a way harder middle part. Big O, thank you right now. Or thank you very much for subbing. I was reading your message as I was formulating mine. Okay, is it just me or does the word trat feel like a bad word? You know what I mean? Like, feels like something British people would call you for being an asshole. No, it's a killer cutscene. It has a little more compression than your average PS1 cutscene. And I'm not sure why. This isn't too long of a game. Like, if you were to play Final Fantasy VIII right now, you'd see a little bit less of the block boundary compression artifacts, but I guess there's a lot of different types of dinosaurs in this game. Maybe the 3D models take up all the storage space. Love Dino 1 and 2, but what did you think of 3? So I think 3 had a lot of potential. It could have really been something. I think the camera and the controls really fucked it up. But there are aspects of 3 that could be great. And this is another thing. During the cutscenes here, they have this faux motion blur applied to... It's like a per pixel motion blur effect. But while you're actually playing, it's sharp and nice. But, ooh, that's blurry. Not good.
I'm pretty sure my team's all right.
It does help with the dithering, though.
There's more than 1,000 survivors. Let's get moving. Now, hold on. What was your name again?
Good thing about my high school getting shut down, I watched this live stream. If there's one good thing, it's that.
The ivy's wrapped around the door. It won't open. Let's try the door over there.
I love this fucking...
Oh, come on. Didn't they teach you how to open a door at
so
sword training?
much sass with Regina.
Here, I'll show you. Watch this.
Oh, God. He's so manly. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. That weapon definitely suits a Trat member.
Definitely suits a Trat member.
See ya, Mr. Barbarian.
Damn, she had to hit him with it, too, when she left.
The name's Dylan.
Hey, Giant Money Stacks. Now that RE3 Remake is upon us, how confident do you feel that we will get a Dino Crisis remake sometime in the future? I have never been very confident in that. I don't think Dino Crisis was a big moneymaker, or enough of a moneymaker for them to really consider it. But Capcom has been doing some pretty interesting stuff lately, so who's to say? I don't know. It could go either way. It is a masterpiece, Artificial Instinct. You're absolutely right. It just does so many things right now. I'm gonna have to remember how to play it. I think I could run with the shotgun. Yeah. Honestly, I would love to see Dino Crisis 2 in RE engine. Oh, God, it'd be incredible. Just take the fast movement and the arcade-style, like, combo-driven gameplay. Oh, it could work. It could really work. There you go. Trick the background change. Oh, does he... Oh, he auto-aims. Oh, that's cool. There we go. I need to come on. Do it. Make the jump. How dare you. I wonder how long we could hang out here. Get our multiplayer going. Das bullshit. Hey, I actually just saw that you subscribed to me in my little studio manager thing literally earlier today and checked your channel out. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. It's weird when content creators that are bigger than me give a shit about my stuff. 'Cause I feel like I barely do. But yeah, that's always like the biggest compliment is when other people who have been successful at what I'm trying to do enjoy my content. It's like, oh, fuck, okay. That's like a kind of cool secondhand validation. Do I like any of the Resident Evil live action movies? Ooh, well, it is a coincidence that you should say that. So, I am, at the moment, actually, I just finished it up before I went and worked out. I just finished a script for a review of the live-action Resident Evil movie, and not really depending on how well it does as far as views, but how oh fuck, no, I don't want to lose that. Oh, thank God, I didn't want to lose that no damage bonus. Depending on how well it does as far as people's reaction, whether or not they want to see it, I'm gonna maybe continue with the entire series, because I'm stuck in my house, and what the fuck else am I gonna do? Rant and rave about the Resident Evil movie, you know? That being said, to answer your question, I would have said yes, the first movie, until I went back, rewatched it to make a video on it, and it's possible I was being a little more critical than maybe I normally would have through watching it to make the video. Ah, you fucking asshole. But it's not as great as I remember. I think both me and everybody who looks back on it fondly today probably are remembering the initial zombie reveal scene and how well it was paced, and it still is. It's so good. But the rest of the movie, it just doesn't keep that pace up. And this is a weird thing. So I remember being kind of like, ooh, not the best. I remember being a little thrown off because I was watching the movie, you know, like as a kid, and I got into zombie movies a lot. I was a huge fan of the original Dead trilogy. And I remember thinking like, damn, there's not a lot of zombies in this zombie movie, right? Like, I always felt, why did that not spread and hit you is my question. I always felt like there weren't enough zombies, and there weren't enough zombie scenes. And I went back while I was doing this video, and I literally counted every single minute where there was a zombie on screen in the movie. 12 minutes of an hour and 40-minute long video. It's not good, man. Alright, let's see. We already lost the damage bonus. So what, maybe, okay. What if we go back? We can re-get that no damage bonus, right? Oh, please. Ah, you fucking asshole. It's gonna be worth it when I get those sweet, sweet extinction points. Okay, there's no sense in not getting it already. Oh, I might not have enough ammo to keep doing this, huh? Okay, let's find out. How do I feel about Mercenaries and Live Selection being cut from RE3? I kind of saw that coming. They're putting a lot of work into the current framework of RE3, and I feel like it would have taken extra development time, and it would have been a little harder to implement probably than a lot of people would imagine. Fuck. They always... Listen, this game knows when you're going on a no damage bonus, it's gonna get you. It's gonna fucking happen. It understands exactly... There's an algorithm going on in here that's more fucking sophisticated than anything the world has ever seen. As soon as you start to have a no damage multiplier, they will send the final boss after you. Do it. Did that actually kill? Holy shit. Second RE movie was better in the B movie way. Yeah, if you're watching a movie to like cringe at it, it's so bad it's good type of deal, the second movie is the one to watch. But if you're watching a movie for a genuine kind of action horror type of feel, the first movie is where you want to go. For sure. Alright, jump off. Let's see. We're gonna need to buy some ammo. Oh, don't. You know what I was doing this entire time was holding the run button like an idiot. I'm so used to Resident Evil. Okay, so we got the no damage. That'll do. And hopefully we can fill back up on ammo. Am I the only one who's waiting for Silent Hill 1 remake? I don't know if they could do it right. That's my thing. If I had to choose between not having a remake or a remake that could possibly get it wrong and then ruin Silent Hill for future players, because think about it this way. This is how I was rationalizing this the other night. So imagine if RE2 remake was really bad, right?
We came here to rescue you.
bunch of people who played RE2 Remake were not people who were very familiar with Resident Evil 2. This was a new game and everybody was hyped up about it. Imagine if RE2 Remake would have been terrible. Not bad, like terrible. Do you think those people would have went on to play Resident Evil 2? I mean, I know YouTubers specifically who didn't really get into RE2, but RE2 Remake came out and they were all about it. And then they went back and played Resident Evil 2. It's like, that wouldn't have happened if it was fucking terrible. So a Silent Hill 1 Remake, you'd have to, man, you gotta tread lightly with that. I'm not 100% that would be the best idea. Let's just go full bore, man. We could just add 100. Why not? I really want Sony to buy Silent Hill off of Konami and put Kojima and his friends back. See, this is my issue with that. I would typically agree with you if they get together more members of Team Silent. I think Team Silent was a very the sum of their parts was bigger than, no wait, hold on. The whole was bigger than the sum of their parts, right? Like it was one of those situations where everyone's got to be present because they were all fucking amazing at their jobs and they brought a lot to the table. I wouldn't necessarily want Kojima to head that up because although he's good at writing what is essentially like a Tom Clancy novel, which I'm super down with, that's cool as hell, I don't know if he can work a Silent Hill storyline. You have to be very subtle with the way you write that type of horror, and Kojima is all about like having people shooting expository text out of their mouth the entire time. Oh shit, Oni Dino, how you doing, man? Yeah, I did not mean to be on this channel, but now that we are, welcome. But that's the point. They wouldn't go back to RE2 at all. That's true, but at least the well wasn't poisoned for them. You could still talk them into it, you know what I mean? But, I mean, rationally, if someone was like, hey, you should go back and play that game that spawned the remake that was really bad, most people would probably be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, maybe the good one is what I want to play. I don't know, man. I feel like you'd be way more likely to not touch a property if you played a remake that was really bad. I miss that select unselect sound when you buy something. Yeah, you know what? Oh god, I forgot I have an, what you call it, melee attack. Okay, so we might actually have to. I have plenty of items. Don't lie to me. I wonder, does a medpack M? Oh, it does stop bleeding. Might as well use that then. I thought it said it stopped bleeding. Why'd you lie to me? There we go. I'm kind of sad they never made CG Silent Hill films in the same vein as CG Resident Evil films. It feels like the movie writes itself, doesn't it? It feels like it would be so easy to translate that into the language of cinema. What did I tell you? They fucking know. I'm going back. And Mr. Kill Jr. with $5. Thank you very much. GL on your Downpour video. Dead Space retrospective next? Oh, man. So I may or may not have all of the Dead Space games at my house right now. It's a possibility. I have so many things on the list, though. It kills me. Onimusha's on the list for sure. Fatal Frame's got to be on. You know what I mean? Like, oh, God, there's so many games to cover. It's out of this world. I kind of, at first, was afraid, like, I'm just going to flat out run out of games to cover, right? I'm not afraid of that anymore. Also, thank you again for, that's very, very fucking nice of you. Thank you. And everybody else, just for, like, tuning in. Appreciate the hell out of it, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, I guess he's dead. God, these pre-rendered backgrounds are so good. Oh, they still are. A continuation of the Silent Hill series with more stories, delving into its mysterious world would make a better series. You know, I actually would prefer that to a sequel, a spin-off, which is what I think you're trying to get at. I think that would be, oh, you fucking dick. That would have been such a good fucking combo too. I'm not a fan of this game right now. I hate you. I need to start getting quick with that melee attack. Is that Jimmy Hoppa? As I live and breathe. But actually, take care and keep you and the wife healthy for sure, my man. I'm about to go outside and take some box shots. Uh-oh. So that means we got an import Gaming for the Win video coming up. By the way, since I have a bunch of people watching, I don't know if you guys know this, but Jimmy Hoppa there in the chat, import Gaming for the Win. Oh, it's one of the most underrated channels on this fucking platform. I'm not just saying that because we have a sexual history together. I'm so sick and tired of all of you. I want out. Get me up. I meant to do that 100% on purpose. See, this is a great spot for a no-hit bonus. If Kojima headed Silent Hill, Pyramid Head would have an hour-long cutscene talking about how God knows what. You're not wrong at all. Avalanche, my man, have you tried the Resident Evil 2 Berries mod yet? Or the Resident Evil Berries mod? It's awesome if you're a fan of the original classic games. So, I do have the PC version of RE1 with Loboto 3 on Twitter. I forget what his patch is for the PC version, so the original Resident Evil games. So, I 100% am capable of playing it. I just need to. Maybe I will stream that over there on my streaming channel that I plugged too many times now. Oh, I hate you so much. Okay, so is it worth it though for me to just start over again? Just exit the room and come back. That's my question. And I say yes. Mike T says, I don't think you saw my message, but much love, man. Well, let's scroll back up and get to that message, Mike T. If I can. Hey man, I love your reviews. You're playing one of my favorite games right now. Fuck yeah. Your writing along with your editing is awesome, and when I get money, I will throw it your way. Sorry, I can't yet. Listen, Mike, not a problem at all, my man. Do not worry about that. We are in a very, very odd time economically speaking right now. Anybody that can't afford to support me, listen, I understand completely, and there's no expectation that any of you guys should give me anything at all. Honestly, I really mean that. That's not just some kind of lame, like, YouTuber nonsense. I'm dead serious. Nobody here is expected to do anything for me at all, except for every once in a while, tune in and check a video out. That's it. And even then, you know, it's not good. I'm not going to twist your arm to watch it. I saw that they were going to hit me. I could tell. We needed the no damage more than we needed the points. Oh yeah, Jimmy, after we got back from Tokyo, Josine kept seeing the Coke energy drink all over the place. It's been COVID-19, yay or nay? I'm gonna give it a nay for right now. Let's see how it develops. Big O, thank you very much. $4.99. A couple of games you may like. Vagrant Story, which I absolutely love. Haunting Grounds, which this is gonna surprise a lot of people. I've never touched Haunting Grounds before, but I have it. And I'm willing. I don't have an actual copy of it, though. I'll be honest. I'm not rich. Yeah, that doesn't count as being damaged, though, does it? Okay. We got this. It's easy. This is, you know, all you gotta do. You got iframes when you're climbing the ladder. Everybody knows that. You're stuck over there. What are you gonna do? I don't want you playing this game, Jared. It's scary and violent. That's my bread and butter. Scary and violent's my middle name. Rewind Mike, streaming back on the main channel. No, I didn't mean to stream on this channel. I mean, it's cool. Like, I appreciate everybody coming out, and I wouldn't have got this on my streaming channel, but this was not the intention, I promise. There's a Coke energy drink? Yeah, I didn't know about it either until we saw it in Tokyo, and then after that, down here in Florida, we're seeing it all over the place. I love flavor text in these old pre-rendered background style games because you could figure everything out. Like this looks like a reception area, but the flavor text just sweetens the deal. I hear that there are rumors there's going to be another Silent Hill and Fatal Frame movie. I honestly, I really like the first Silent Hill movie. I would be super down for that. It's not perfect. Obviously, it messes up a lot of stuff with the storyline, and nobody knows that more than me, but it was very entertaining for what it was. Hey, Avalanche. I was seeing, you ever tried Martian Gothic or the Evil Dead games on PS1? They are both interesting. Resi clones, it'd be interesting to hear your opinion. By the way, guys, I can't read worth a damn, so if I sound like an idiot, that's why. Yeah, I really like Martian Gothic a lot. It's framed a lot like a traditional point-and-click adventure game, which I like. Is Avalanche a Deadly Premonition fan? I've never played it, actually. So a lot of people tend to think like, oh, Jared must be super into like all survival horror type stuff. I'm very, very picky. That's why I like Resident Evil so much, is it speaks to that very specific taste that I have. And a lot of stuff, be it good or not, just sometimes doesn't scratch that same itch. You know what I mean? Am I going to review the Siren games? I mean, I'm, never say never, but I don't think so. I remember playing the first one and getting halfway through it and really not enjoying it that much. But this was back a long time ago. I couldn't really tell you there's a specific reason why. I just kind of sort of have the inkling. I love that. It's such a cool effect. Integrating anything 3D into a pre-rendered background just always looks cool to me. I don't know why. Do I live in Miami? No, but I live pretty damn close to Miami. Still in South Florida, so it kind of counts. But I was born in Miami, so it's about the same thing, right? You never really leave Miami. You get 305 imprinted on your DNA. There you go. See? Florida represent. 305. What's up, fool? I miss Miami a lot. I really like it there. It's a hard city to like, but I fucking love Miami. Something about going to sleep at night. I lived off of a major road. Kind of like, I was like 12 minutes away from Metro Zoo, essentially. And just sleeping next to a major road, hearing the cars drive by, I knew that, oh, fuck me. See, this is what you guys do right here. This is what, I like knowing that there was activity going on while I was sleeping. It made me feel better if I was doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because there's at least something happening. I know that sounds weird. I just really like, you could hear the cars drive by and it's like, oh, there's people out there. You know what I mean? Like I would be in my room playing video games, accomplishing nothing at all. And it'd be all right. You just felt good. Something about that was reassuring. Oh, in Bradenton? No way. Man, I've probably been to shows in your area, no joke. Like, if you've ever been to a hardcore show in Bradenton, you've probably seen me. Hermit with $2? Thank you, man. I miss Miami, but not for the prices. Yeah, you gotta... I couldn't live in Miami in my current financial situation. That is for damn sure. I know who Dogs Bauer is because he's the only guy on Earth with that icon, that avatar. The Resident Evil series is a dinosaur walking on Earth. That is 100% accurate and close to extinction. Do I have a key item to use here? I honestly have not been paying attention to most of this. There we go. Is she still keeping me in line? I'm keeping her in line, Mike. Don't even mess. Speaking of which, by the way, so I've had nothing to do at all, right? So I've been kind of taking the weight loss a little more seriously. Jelly Roll Jared and Jiggly Joe. I remember that. So I've been taking the weight loss seriously, and I will no longer be Jelly Roll Jared. Even though I wasn't that fat before, but I was at 230 before, and I've gotten down to 219 as of today.
David. Regina, over.
I can relate. I live on one of the busiest roads in Hong Kong. I find it so hard to sleep without the sound of cars going. Exactly. Yes, somebody gets it. Hell yeah.
Did you swing your precious machete around? Well, I
She
guess I
nails
can
them
help
at
you out.
every possible.
Over.
Good, okay. I'll put a key in front of the door as a mark.
Have I ever
Don't
played
let me
Cabas
down. Over
22?
and out.
No, I have not. I've never even heard of that, actually. I already read that one. I'm dumb. Can you guess how many games you have across all systems? Okay, not counting Steam, like digital stuff. 600 to 700. Decent amount. I own most. I mean, we're talking about 95% of all JRPGs released in America for the PS1. So that's one of my big claims to fame. As far as like if I was gonna brag about video game collections, it'd be the nearly complete US RPG collection for the PS1. But most of my games are PS1 and PS2, oddly enough. And Evil Resident, thank you very much. $10. You are an absolute lad. Love your reviews, man. Ironically, found you through your Darkwood review. I'm curious if you've ever seen Biohazard 4D Executor. Yes, I sure as hell have. Also, I should stream Darkwood pretty soon because that game is still out of this world. I'm actually, I know this is gonna sound. Everybody who comments something, I end up working on a video for it. I think I might actually work on a video for 4D Executor because I covered all the other CG films and it seems like I'm being a little bit of an asshole by not. Okay, but like, okay, there we go. Dude, Darkwood is amazing. I loved it. I have always been a big believer in atmosphere over everything else. And a lot of times, for example, I love the Stalker games and those things are mechanically, not the most well put together. Also, I love this song. But it's something about the atmosphere and the environment. It's got to be right, and I will forgive literally any flaw. You know what I mean? I love this song. It's so like polyrhythmic. Also, I love this scene right here. That's so cool. And it's not necessarily really easy. You see how well cut out the transparencies are between this? Like, this was a 3D model. They didn't like place a PNG in there. They had to actually cut it out. And this is a better job than you would have seen in Resident Evil 2. Remember Overblood? Oh, Lord, do I remember Overblood? What was that thing's name? Beepo? Peepo? I think it's Peepo. Who's thicker, Regina or Jill? I feel like, and this may be my own personal bias for redheads because my wife is a redhead, I feel like Regina's got my vote for the thickness. She seems to be more physically active than even Jill in RE3. Okay. I'm just running and shooting. That's all you gotta do, really. Can we get 4 on screen? Fuck with me, I'm too good. See, they won't spawn any more in though because I have my back to the wall and this is a good position to be in. Should Capcom make a Mega Man game based on the bad box art Mega Man? I feel like they totally should and just make it like a download only type of deal. Maybe like on the Switch and on Steam. I mean, Japanese companies are so slow to evolve their business models. It's absolutely insane, which is crazy because brick and mortar stores in Japan are very much the opposite. Anytime their customers want something, like they will carry it, and if the market changes, they change. Like it's an insanely different approach to business as far as like brick and mortar stores in Japan versus like big conglomerates. There tends to be this belief that like if you're a big Japanese company that's been around for a few years, like you already know what you're doing and no one can tell you otherwise. Which is why Nintendo for the longest time didn't support streamers, like, or content creators in general. Oh yeah, that's right. bullshit. People! Whose review of that was so good? Is it the Cynical Brit? Was that it? He has a killer channel. That's all I remember. Is Cynical Brit or the Gaming Brit? Gaming Brit, I want to say. He's like me. He's another one of those channels that made their name back in the like early days of YouTube, when like stuff like gaming and review wasn't overly used everywhere. And then we're all just stuck with it. I just figured there'd be a... Okay, no one's coming in now. Critical hit. What's up? Nothing there. Alright, here we go. If a Resident Evil 4 remake will happen in the future, do you think it should have a balance of action and survival horror? I don't know that it will, but yes, I can agree to that premise. If it does indeed happen, I would like to see a better balance between the action and the... honestly, and I've ranted about this so much, survival horror is such a very specific genre, and so many people tend to associate it with other types of games where it doesn't apply. I would say more of an emphasis on like atmospheric horror, because you really aren't going to have a Resident Evil 4 type game that's survival horror. I think a lot of survival horror is based on the way the game is designed, and a lot of that is based... Oh fuck, I thought I could maybe... I think a lot of that is based on environmental design, camera placement, stuff like that, which is why I think static cameras are so important to the genre. And a lot of people always argue about that, and that's fine. But from my experience, survival horror isn't just like a broad definition of the genre. It is a very specific thing where very specific sequences of circumstances need to be present, and if not, you just don't have it. And I get a lot of pushback on that, and I sort of understand why, but at the same time, it's like if you had a strategy RPG, but then there was no strategy to it, you would call it something else, and I feel like that would be fair. But if I call something that doesn't have any of the elements of the games that created survival horror, which is the original 3, 4, if you're counting Code Veronica, survival horror Resident Evil games, there you go, you don't have survival horror, because that's literally the game that coined the term for the genre. And then people will be like, oh, well, it just because it's not like Resident Evil doesn't mean it's not survival horror. It's like, yes, that's exactly what that means. They created the genre. God, it makes so much sense in my head, and I try to explain it to people the same way that it makes sense in my head, and it never comes out the right way. But just essentially, you're like, yeah, they made the genre, they decide what it is, and they decide what it is through their actions and not their words. And their actions were, okay, we have a game where there's a lot of exploration, a lot of item management, a limited inventory, hard difficulty, tank controls, pre-rendered camera angles. Okay, there you go, that's survival horror. I don't know. I feel that it just fits up here. That is true. My wife is being a sweetheart. PB and Joe in the chat. I do have another channel that is supposed to be my streaming channel, and I was not supposed to be streaming here, and I kind of fucked up. But I haven't said it in a while. Thanks everybody for coming out. This is pretty damn cool. I haven't streamed on here in forever. Speak of the fucking devil. It's the Jared who spells his name wrong. Oh hey, Red fool. What's up? Thank you very much, by the way, man. How have you been hanging? I know you were doing pretty well. You still have a job out there in New Zealand, so that's good, man. Now, what was I gonna do? Let's buy a tool? No, nothing. Okay. Magazine. Let's increase for sure. We're not gonna keep this for too long, so we'll say 50 for right now. What are the 3 best bat suits, and why is it Adam West Batman, Batman Beyond, and The Dark Knight? I'll agree with you with The Dark Knight. I never liked Batman Beyond's suit design, but I really like the quasi-cyberpunk dark kind of world. You know what I mean? They should make an RE4 remake. Oh, RE4 in the style of RE1 remake. That's weird. Do you just walk up to something to trigger it? Let's find out. Hold on. Oh, I'm still holding square to run like a fucking fool. Wasn't Pac-Man the first survival horror? I love that. You know, if you want to have like a intellectual YouTube channel, that's the third video you ever make. How Missile Command was really the first survival horror game. So, no, it's not. That's just stupid to say. It's like, I get it. It makes you feel super smart, but it's just not true. Was Madden 98 the first real survival horror game? It's like, no, obviously not. Why the fuck would you say that? Modding has come to a standstill. Can't get parts. Yeah, I ordered this mouse mat that I have from China. It's a really cool Final Fantasy VII mouse mat with Midgar on it, and it's way bigger than my keyboard and my mouse, which is cool. And that took me about a month and a half to get. So I imagine getting parts like resistors and capacitors and stuff from China is gonna fucking be non-existent for a while.
Who are?
Damn it! Why can't I see the video? Is everybody else is anyone else having issues? I guess is the words that I'm trying to say with my idiot mouse. If someone asks me what survival horror is, I would just tell them to play RE1 Remake. There you go. See, you got it figured out. Hey man, great choice to play DC2. Such a fun game in my opinion. It's not just yours. I think everybody in here loves it, man. It's amazing.
But you've left me no other choice.
What do I think of Death Stranding? Actually, my buddy, he's just such a fucking sweetheart. He bought me a copy. I have it here. I haven't started it up yet because I've been working my dick off trying to get content made, which I'm doing really good. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm ahead of the curve now, which is really fucking cool. Okay, I think I can stun. Okay, can I? Oh, listen, I just broke the game. I figured it all out. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Because that was their key. Fuck me. My idiot ass. Don't need the full one. I got it. So I want to read chat. I'm playing an action game like an idiot. I might have picked the wrong game to be playing while I'm trying to communicate with people. Because when I do the streaming stuff, it's kind of all about talking to people and less about playing games. I need to do one of those like just chatting streams on Twitch or something. Why would I even kill them? I'm not going to get a bonus for it. That's what I need to be doing. Okay, that's the new strategy. Can you not? Go. Oh shoot, are you playing the FF7 remake? Not so much. Oh, you can't even get the ribbons. Damn, Jared. Also, thank you again, by the way. One day that PSP mod's gonna be done. It's gonna be the fucking best thing to hit the internet. Oh, that's right. You know what? I think... Can I buy that mask yet? Hold on, Elrod. Give me... Go to options and enable the sidestep. I never knew that that was... Interesting. So X will be a sidestep. I've never known about this. Hold on. Did I not save it? This is the first time I'm hearing of this, and it's freaking me out right now. Okay, so like X and a direction, maybe. Am I doing this wrong? That's cool. Oh, and I'm an idiot. What does L2 do? Is that a map? Okay. I totally didn't know that I could, or I guess I at least forgot. Yo, do I have like iframes when I swing that? Because that'd be sick. So now when he's on the ground, I can deal with it. Listen, this is starting to become a video game. Mr. Kill Jr. with 5, but thank you very much. Rumors said of Chris coming back for RE8. Love the dude, but me and my buddies think that Capcom should give a conclusion to his character. I would enjoy that, and if maybe it might come in RE8. That would be interesting to see. I actually kind of sort of get into the Uncle Chris design from RE7, so I wouldn't be super against seeing him come in again. Thank you again for that, by the way. And anybody, if I get too dumb to remember to thank you, anybody who super chats or whatever the hell, just tuning in. I really do appreciate the shit out of it, guys. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run in here. We're not even gonna fuck with you because we already got hurt. There's no point. Are you getting out of here? Alright, I'll see you later. Mr. Jared, who spells his name wrong, aka Retro Revolutions. I forgot that I modded you in here, by the way. So can I get... Okay, then what am I doing here? I have to, A, buy some recovery items. That's number one. I can't get any more. Okay, so we're all set up there. So I need to do this. You ever thought about just riding a dino instead of killing? That's... God damn it, you make a really good point. I was born to kill dinosaurs. I don't know what you want me to do. This is my whole life. Yeah, I wonder, you know, Mike brings up a good point here, because Dino Crisis, did it influence the existence of Monster Hunter? Was there, like, a young dev on the Dino Crisis, like, development team who went like, what if Regina rode a dinosaur? And they're like, let's table that. That'd be insane. Thunderbeard with $5. Thank you very much, man. Good to see you streaming again, mate. Would you be streaming RE3 Remake? So, I 100% will, but it will have to be on a timeline that... So, this is going to sound so dumb. I don't like streaming a game that I'm experiencing for the first time, because I really like to kind of just like come into it and figure out how I feel about a game. See, like what I'm doing right now, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing because I'm talking to you guys the whole time, which is fine. That's what I enjoy. But it'll have to be after I review RE3 Remake if I'm gonna stream it, because like I super want to just understand how I feel about the game without, I guess, I feel bad calling you guys a distraction, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just getting my ass kicked here, and I forgot. I gotta go somewhere, but I know I need that mask, and I just completely forget. Leon Scott Kennedy for life. You know, I often forget. I always pronounce the S, and I never say Scott. I often forget that his middle name is Scott. It's just Leon S. Kennedy. It rolls off the tongue so well. Can you hear me from up here? I would like it if you could. Yeah, okay. All right. Really good sound effects in this game. Mr. Kennedy for Canadian president. Why Canadian? He's a U.S. citizen. I want a CV remake so bad. You and me both, man. Trust me. Same thing with FF7 remake too. Me and Josine are gonna play that game until we're unconscious, but as far as streaming it goes, I'm definitely gonna wait until I really get an opinion for it. I'm able to like write a script up and really figure out how I feel, and then we'll go into streaming the new games that are out. You know what I mean? Code Veronica XXX. It did come out during the PS2 generation, so that like we probably came this close to getting like a Dave Mirra presents Code Veronica. I mean, it had the X in the title. It was already extreme. Chris Grant Redfield. I did not know that was his middle name. That's new to me. Okay, so I'm gonna stagger and then pop. Hey, watching from the UK, can't go to sleep, so I decided to see your stream to keep me occupied. Keep up the awesome... Hey, thank you for that. Appreciate it, quality control. Happy to provide a little bit of distraction when shit is getting weirder and weirder by the day. So, I was at the fucking door. What did I tell you? This game knows. It understands. If you're gonna get that no damage bonus, it will fuck you into the dirt if it possibly can. You guys are... See, this is my issue. I hate you all. Okay, solid wordplay. My favorite dino, Megasaur ass. Solid wordplay. I like it. Alright, so I keep hitting square because I'm a goddamn idiot. Jared, square is not the run button. Okay, maybe... Here's an idea. Don't fucking touch me anymore. Can I kill with the baton? I'm interested to see that. Yo, Avalanche, it's Gokai Red 215 from Twitter. How you doing, my dude? Very good. Thank you for coming out, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you, Jared, for not being able to speak English too well. Back up against the wall. Best time to start blasting. Hermit with the $2. Thank you again, my man. Code Veronica, the Burnside Chronicles. Hey, wait. Who the fuck says wait? Who wrote the dialogue for him? Roflopteryx? Okay. What in the hell does that even mean? I can't deem that as good wordplay unless I understand it first. Those are my rules. Better movie than Jurassic World. Honestly, I kind of like Jurassic World. I know everybody hated it. I kind of liked it. Okay. So, don't maybe give them fucking full screen grab attacks, please, Capcom. Capcom has been pissing me off with balance since the beginning. It started with Dino Crisis 2, and it ended with Street Fighter 5. Player simping for Steve Burns. Holy shit, you do have iframes during that swing. Interesting. Okay. Gotta start hitting. Okay, so I forgot who it was in the chat. I did turn on the sidestep. I just have to figure out how the hell it works. Okay, so I can't believe I never knew about that, though. So we have to figure out. So what's... Alright, step is... Oh, it's triangle, Jared, you dumb idiot. You're looking at the wrong button. Oh, God. Okay, so... direction and triangle. What's up now, you fucking idiot? I feel like having to hit two buttons at once is gonna fuck me, though. I think I already got hit here. So what we'll do, we'll start this area over. See if we can't get a no-hit bonus. Jurassic World is the best one since Jurassic Park. Jurassic World 2 sucks, though. I haven't seen that one yet, I don't think. You were getting your ass kicked. I am well aware of that, thank you. I was born getting my ass kicked. I was made for this. Oh, you can hit me because I got iframes. You look like a fucking idiot now. Okay, so do I make it all the way over there? Or is he hitting me? That's the question. Oh, I was swinging. I'm not a fan of what you just did right there at the fucking end. I told you guys, this is what they do. Oh, you fucking assholes. What do you think Capcom's next remake is? If the rumors are to be believed, that is. So, man. I feel like if we're talking about old Capcom, right? RE4 is the one they go with. I don't think that's the case, but old Capcom was very profit-driven. Not that they're not now, but they were making stupid decisions, and they were profit-driven, right? I have to say, I think if I was at Capcom, and this may be my own bias shining through, I would probably tell them, listen, we already did 2 and 3. Why the hell wouldn't we make a cohesive narrative universe with a 1 remake? And that might be just me trying to run through the Spencer Mansion and RE engine, but it makes sense. It's like, listen, we already, like, we're building this new world for the RE mythos, right? Why the hell wouldn't we build the entire world, right? Okay, no damage, baby. What's up now? It'd be so good in RE Engine. Yeah, so, like, so part of me, the hardcore Resident Evil fan says, like, why do you need a remake, though? Because the RE1 remake is already incredible. But then the part of me that loves new graphics engines and shiny new options and stuff, maybe I want to see that RE engine take on the Spencer Mansion. I keep going to Tool like there's going to be something there. There's a picture of me. I might be in the minority, but I would love an up-res of Metal Gear Solid 1 that's not Twin Snakes. I would like to see that as well. But I also really like Twin Snakes. I might be in the minority on that one, actually. I thought it was pretty good, you know? It's not the greatest thing in the world, but and this is going to sound... I'm going to make myself sound like such a fucking noob. That's my preferred way to replay Metal Gear Solid right now is Twin Snakes. I don't care. I'm just coming out and saying it. I'm unapologetic with my love for the Twin Snakes. Everybody's like, oh, it sucks because he's jumping over rockets. I thought that was cool as shit. Maybe it's because when I first played it, I was a teenager, but I mean, come on, he's jumping over rockets. That's fucking cool. Okay, there's that. L2 is the map. Okay, so there's a locked door, but it's locked with weeds. Then there's another door. It leads to the jungle, Jared. Why did you not go out that door? So I probably haven't seen it, but I bet there's about 30 people in chat. They were like, dude, just go out the fucking door. I gotta make things difficult. You guys understand that. Solid auto aim work. Okay, jungle's too thick. Okay, was that the door that it was talking about then? Then tell me it's fucking locked, because it says that there's 2 doors in the area. Okay, so if we were to MGS1 and Fox Engine, that'd be killer. So there's one leading to the jungle. That's the one I came in on, then? That don't make no sense at all, because it's just not placed in the right area. If that is truly the case. Nothing over here. Figured all this out. Why do I keep... Does anybody else do that when you're playing, like, this type of game? You just examine everything even though you've already examined it. Can't go through there. Alright, yeah, we get it, Jay. Would I like a Parasite Eve remake? Oh, good God almighty. I would pay out the nose for a Parasite Eve remake. Jesus Christ. They would have full access to my bank account if they said they were making a Parasite Eve remake. I wish those rumors that Sony was going to buy Castlevania and Silent Hill were true. Yeah, I kind of figured they weren't, though. Konami is very old school Japanese business with a lot of that stuff. And even if it means making money, I don't think that they would sell their IPs. If somebody else, like, if they make money off of it in the short term, the Japanese have this fucking thing about, like, intellectual property is like their children, and they will not give their children up for adoption ever. It did look like Bridge from Snake Eater, doesn't it? It has that fucking look to it for sure. Such a fucking idiot. The best meme I ever saw in my life was that scene where oh, you fucking asshole, where Boss breaks Big Boss's arm and they replace the scream with just a fucking baby crying. And something about that just did it for me. I don't know why. Can't go through there. I'm running away from you. Who is gonna, unless we serpentine. That's the ticket. Also, I forgot about the quick step thing. Imagine waking up one day to an unknown trailer. I can't read. Unknown trailer floating around. When you watch it, it's the fucking opera scene from PE, and it ends with Aya pulling out her gun. Jesus Christ! Please don't make me orgasm on stream. I'm not trying to get. That's another reason why I don't want to stream on here. It's like when I'm scripting myself out. Okay, yeah, like everything makes sense. It's all nice and logical. When I'm talking in real life, I sound like a fucking idiot, and I say the dumbest shit, and I really don't want to be punished for the things I should definitely be punished for. I gotta start using that quick turn button more. This is what I'm just gonna keep doing this. Look at what the fuck are you gonna do to me? Big O 199. Thank you very much. Have you seen the Parasite Eve movie or the book? Yes, I have. Well, I've seen the movie. I actually collaborated with a channel called Nihon Cinema, and they did a video on the movie, and I rewatched it for that. That was probably a year ago ish. Very, very weird. Definitely don't watch the Parasite Eve movie if you're looking for something in the style of the game, for sure. But it definitely sets up the pseudo-scientific aspects of the game, for sure. Never read the book, though. I don't think I've ever... You know what? I've read a couple of books by Japanese authors, but one of them was Vampire Hunter D, and I really don't know what the other one is. Maybe it's just that one. And Evil Resident, $5. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the shit out of that. Current Capcom wishlist. Code Veronica, down with that. Ari Revelations 3, that would be interesting because they were going in a very cool direction with 1 and 2, I feel like. Darkstalkers 4, it feels like they could do that. It would be so easy. Let's charge this. This whole stream is going to be me. I remember every time I play this game, I forget where to go with Regina, and then I figure it out, and then I forget it. So, yeah, now we're good. Now we're making money, baby. And then let's go to magazine. We're going to have to increase that right off the bat. Yeah, it's worth it. I'm worth it, right? You gotta treat yourself. What else did you have on there? Darkstalkers 4, obviously. Lost Planet. Lost Planet I am less interested in, but not because it's like a bad game or anything. I just don't have as much like invested in the series, I guess. Dino Crisis Remake, that'd be interesting as hell. Haunting Ground HD port. I feel like a lot of these companies are just sitting on money that they can't spend by not making PSN versions of these games that are very, very rare and popular, like Haunting Ground, if it doesn't already have a PSN entry, and I'm just sounding like an idiot right now. Yeah, it just feels like that's money just sitting on the table that no one's taking. Why not do it, you know? No, being horny over games on main. Yeah, exactly. I gotta keep it PG for the main. I love this old ass game. You may as well have just put quotations over that and put my name on it, because that's every time I play one of these fucking games. Yo, I love this old ass game. Anyone seen clips of the Resident Evil stage show? That's a trip and a half. I actually found somebody who filmed it on Reddit. God, I wish I still had the link. You could watch like 75% of it. This guy filmed it. It was fucking sick. Just like a walking death tank with these things. Okay. Back up and shoot. That's what it's all about, baby. Just fucking shoot off screen. And look at her auto aim like a fucking hard ass. Nobody is better than Regina. There we go. Metroid Prime 4 needs to be made already. I think that's kind of like in a Half-Life 3 type of situation, where like Nintendo could never really live up to the hype that they've made for themselves by not releasing one in so long. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sure, Valve could easily right now, with like 4 years of development and not even a percentage point of the money that they've gained from Steam, they could totally make a Half-Life, but just no one would give a shit about it because it wouldn't live up to the hype at all. Or it does their company worse PR than they had by not making it. I think those are the only two options they have, essentially. How did I come up with the name Avalanche Reviews? I was in a car one day coming back from a Symphony X show, and I decided I wanted to call... I decided I wanted a YouTube channel during that car ride, and I decided I wanted to call it Avalanche Reviews because I've always loved Final Fantasy VII, and I don't specifically have any kind of like emotional connection to Avalanche, but it just sounded cool. So that was pretty great. And also there's I tried to start a company building custom PCs for people, and I called it Avalanche Computing, and it just kind of fit with the Avalanche ecosystem. Guns Akimbo, the weapon style that no one who's ever fired a gun can take seriously. Yeah, but it's fun. Did you account for that? Okay, so I know that there is a door, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot when I find it, because it's gonna be... It's not inside this room. Let's do this. It's here. If you would just show me... Okay, so it does show me. I'm just an idiot. Oh, I can't get through there, though, you fucking asshole. Why even... Then why tell me it's there? How am I gonna get to it? Yeah, I know. I get that. Oh, you know what? Should I talk to her? Is that what I need to do? Or... Listen, just fucking... do something. Video game. Imagine if Regina locked onto the giant dragonflies too. I feel like they're missing out by not having that be an enemy. We are all struggling to get off the handcuffs in our own way, okay? You're not special. I bet there's a mask in here or something. So I know that I need to buy the mask to get through that poisonous area. What I don't know is why I can't buy it now. Maybe, oh, you know what? Okay, so are they just trying to get me to grind so I get to a certain level of points? Is that what they're trying to do? No, they're not. Oh, wait. No, that can't be it. Use the firewall to set the plants on fire, maybe, Jared. Perhaps that could be it. What up, Jared? Greetings from Guatemala. Hell yeah, man. Thank you for coming out. What time is it in Guatemala right now? It's relatively late here. I don't have my phone, so I don't know what hell time it is. Okay, so let's try to go to that poison area. That's what it... Jared, you're an idiot. That is exactly what it is. You buy the thing, you burn the plants. God, it's all coming back to me. Gotta use the other character for the machete. Yeah, for that one area. Is there a series you plan to do a retrospective video on that you haven't touched on yet? There's a couple of them. You know what I really want to do? And fuck you, by the way, you fucking asshole dinosaur. If you kill him too, you don't get that many extinction points. What I would really like to do, and I know nobody gives a shit about this series, but oh man, would I really enjoy doing a video on it. The still life games, the point-and-click adventure games on PC. I think they actually made it on Xbox too. That's what made me interested to do a retrospective, is to compare the port. But I really, really like Still Life a lot, and I did not like Still Life 2 very much, and I thought it would make for a really interesting subject. But it's one of those situations where I just know that no one really cares about the series. And it's not like I make my videos for views, but if nobody gives a shit about watching it, it kind of deters you from giving a shit about making it, I guess. It depends. If I'm like really creatively jazzed, it's not a problem for me to make something that I know no one cares about, but at the same time, like, it's kind of hard to put your heart into a project you know isn't going to do very well. Unless it's a certain type. Like, there's certain games where I don't give a shit, I'm doing it. Remember when I couldn't figure out what to do here and then I remembered it like a fucking fool? Ah, we didn't get the combo, Jared. My god, that beard is glorious. Thank you. So every time I play this game, this lower section that you can't go to without the mask, I mistake for this section I'm in right now. If that explains why I'm so dumb. After the first DC, this must have been such a whiplash for people. So it was really weird. I think we were kind of still in that odd time when a sequel could be totally different from the ones that came before it, like the Legend of Zelda 2 effect, you know? I mean, it was the PS1 era, so it's been a while. It's not like we were still in that same era, but I feel like it was a little more understandable that this kind of situation would happen, I guess. I bought Dino Crisis on the Dreamcast, but I haven't had the... Okay, I get that. I haven't had the time to play it. It's definitely worth it. It is probably the most technically difficult survival horror game I've played, I would say. Because it's not so much about playing it well and moving properly and item management, but it's also about using the environment properly to your advantage and all kinds of shit. Very, very interesting switching up the style that you're typically used to. Hey Jared, have you played Gabriel Knight? One of my favorite graphic adventures. I have not played Gabriel Knight at all, actually. There's a lot of adventure games I haven't played through. A lot of the 2D sprite-based stuff, like the LucasArts adventure games, I didn't really get into. But I've never played Gabriel Knight, so I can't say whether or not I do not. I love the cover art for all of the Gabriel Knight games. And we have the weapons we need, so let's save it. I'll watch whatever you make, King. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. What do you think of Max Payne 4 or Bully 2? I mean, don't get me wrong. Your boy fucking loves Max Payne. But I don't know, like, is his time done? You know what I mean? Like, they told such a satisfying story with Max Payne 3 as far as I'm concerned. Like, a lot of people, and rightly so, they were kind of upset because the ending of Max Payne 2 did set up a bit of a redemption arc. It's like, listen, everything's going to be okay, right? And that was really cool, and I understand where they're coming from. But Max Payne 3, I think, is a little more realistic in the sense that your wife died, and it doesn't matter what happens, you're never really going to be okay. I don't know, that just made sense to me. Like, in a gritty, kind of realistic way, it just made sense. I think that after the PS5 comes, I'm going to slow down on my gaming. I just feel as though I'm needing to focus on work and starting a family. Nothing wrong with that, man. As a matter of fact, once you start a family, I guarantee you're going to have a little bit of off time that you could spend with gaming and introducing it to your kids. Oh man, that's so cool. Look at that. God, what a cool scene that is. I remember in PSM, those of you who are old enough to remember when video game magazines existed, PSM had a full spread of Dino Crisis 2, and this scene was one of their screen caps, and I was just like, whoa, it's this huge world. And it's not, but you can see why I would think that. The murderous China plates. And the best part is, too, is they go really slow. Hey, maybe play the video game, Jared. Ah, you fucking assholes. They always do. Alright, you know what? Starting over. Starting over, baby. I'd love to see a Manhunt 3. That'd be interesting, but I feel like that series is kind of tainted ever since the media got a hold of it. PB and Joe's the real king, don't be fooled. I mean, she does run shit around here in the household, that's for damn sure. Can I hit you? Let's get up on here. What are you guys gonna do now? Attack me? That's what I thought. I fucking hate... You know what? It's not fucking worth it. You can't hit them for shit until you have that one fucking 50 cal machine gun. Okay, can't go here. Yeah, there's no fucking point. They're gonna fuck you no matter what. I don't like any of you. This is why you became extinct. Okay, so I came in through there. And I want to head, I don't know, this way? Like, what's up here? Oh, that way. Maybe it would be better if I would start using that dodge move that I keep forgetting I have. I feel like this is very typical for a first run in Dino Crisis 2 for me. Forgetting absolutely everything and getting my ass kicked. Can you unlock a Akuma in this game? Nah, no game magazine made that claim, sadly. Game Informer magazines? Man, you know what? Game Informer was always like... I never had a subscription to Game Informer because I never had any money. And I had to like tell my moms, like, listen, I need to get PSM every month or I am going to throw a fit the likes of which you have never seen before. Oh good, it's not the correct one, so we have to go in the other building. The PS2 Super Hype Edition, PSM was the best when they thought the PS2 was going to be everything. I remember that, and they would have this one section called like big ass PS2 screenshot of the month or whatever. And I remember, I think the first one was a screenshot of Onimusha's intro, and I was like, yo, this is it. This is the new hotness. Nothing's gonna be the same when the PS2 comes out. I believed in the hype hard. OnlyFans when somebody somewhere wants to see my ugly ass naked body, because it is not what I would call fun to look at. GamePro was where it's at. No, I remember GamePro. That was a time. As a matter of fact, the first ever experience that I had with Resident Evil was from a GamePro magazine. So me and my cousins had to live together because Hurricane Andrew had destroyed my parents' house, essentially, and we were just dead broke, and my uncle and my aunt had a house that kind of, sort of could fit all of us, right? I didn't see what color it was. Okay, so we're going to take a guess on this one. I think I've got it. So we all lived together. I had a Sega Genesis. They had a Super Nintendo, and they were kind of fucking assholes. They didn't really let us play the Super Nintendo too much. So I kind of dreamed of having my own Super Nintendo, and then the PS1 launched, and I was like, this is, oh Christ, like I need this, right? And I remember a game magazine, it was a GamePro that had screenshots of Resident Evil, and I remember wondering how in the hell anyone could even control a game like this, because look, like they take one screenshot and you're at this perspective, they take another one, you're at this perspective, and I was like young at the time. It wasn't like I knew anything about game design at all. So I couldn't even imagine what a controller would look like that could control a game that looked this way. And like, that's probably why I have so much nostalgia for that time in my life. And Resident Evil was such a part of it. It was just looking through a magazine. And you know that scene in the movie where they just stroke the picture and they're like, one day. That was me. Hey, Spark Movement, I have not seen you in a bit. How have you been? Never look up the winners of that Ultimate Gaming setup. You would see the ones with the crossword puzzles. You would be disappointed. I do hold game setups to a higher standard than most. William Waltman with 498. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for all the great content, my dude. My fucking pleasure, man. I'm very happy. It's blue, Jared. It's not purple. Oh, god damn it. I was like, I could swear it's purple. Fuck. Well, we're going back. I think I was in 4th or 5th grade when the RE spread was in GamePro. Damn, I'm old. Fuck. You know, every once in a while you get that reminder that you're way older than you think you are. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that old. I'm just in love with PS1 games. And then you look at when the PS1 launched, you're like, fuck. I love how this game loads dinosaurs in, like, closed off areas like this, off screen, as if they were just coming in, but there's no entrances. Like, where the fuck did they come from? I lost all my old GamePro magazines years ago, so I rebought them all as an adult. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, I have a bunch of PSMs still in a box in my attic. I don't have them out right now. Or maybe I have them over there, now that I think about it. I have like a big strategy guide collection. Maybe they're in there as well. I haven't checked in a while. Jared, tell me a character of RE who didn't have much of a spotlight, who you want to put in a new game. My English is a little rusty. No, I totally understood that. That's a good question. Probably. Damn it, that is a really good question. Is his name Kyle from Outbreak? Am I thinking of that right? Kyle? Why does it work? I feel like it's Kyle. Either him or what's his face from Zero. Yes, I do want blue, 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 blue. There we go. Wait, is GamePro still like physically being printed, or is it an online magazine now? Because that'd be crazy. The walls, man, they're coming out of the goddamn walls. But the content has become subpar. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't make magazines profitable anymore. It sucks. Kevin is his name. Why do I think Kyle? Let me answer that for you. Why? Dumb as shit. Billy Cohen. This is that. You know what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna act like I'm really smart by having you guys fill in my sentences for me. Imagine if Code Veronica gets remade and Steve's voice acting is still maliciously awful. I feel like it kind of would have to be at this point. They'd have to continue with the meme, or at least include a scene like the one in Christ, Dark Side Chronicles, where Steve checks out Claire's ass. You'd have to kind of include that now.
Nice to see you too. You owe me one. I found a young female survivor.
Just completed the Carnegie Hall part of Parasite
But
Eve.
she was
Next, it's
uncooperative.
explosion time.
I
Fuck
locked her up
yes,
in the
dude.
control shack.
You know
I'll
what the
take
best
you back
part
to the
about
ship.
Parasite Eve is?
You go on ahead. I'll meet you there.
It's such a short RPG that you can dedicate like just a little 2-3 day session to it and get right back in there where you were in the past, you know?
Try to relax. What is wrong with you? You're a survivor, right? Please, we're here to help.
Yeah, exactly. Billy is still missing and no one has really accounted for him yet. I feel like he's
Where
just
are all the
itching to
others?
come back, you know what I mean?
Where's your family?
I thought Steve was awesome, damn it. No, I liked Steve's
You better come
character.
see
It's his
this.
voice acting that really gets to you. I enjoy his like carefree teenager style attitude.
Who trashed the place?
And I genuinely thought the scene where he had to shoot his
wasn't
dad with those dual
dinosaurs.
Uzis, like that was really
Someone must
good.
have got in here
And then
and
him just
destroyed all the
pulling the
computers.
trigger until the mag's empty, like super cool.
The
The voice
activator for the
acting
gate is
though.
broken too. We can't get back to our own time.
It must have been those
Hey
people with the
Queen,
helmets.
feast on this.
They also damaged the engine activator.
Funny how
Can't even
Rebecca
move our ship.
conveniently forgot about Billy and RE1. Did she though?
Okay,
She just didn't mention him. And you know what? Okay, so that might actually be kind of canonical, right? She's not going to want to tell the Stars Bravo team about the person she was supposed to arrest with the Alpha team, right?
Handcuff the girl so she won't run away.
Yeah, that blur
This
effect.
facility
Very
hasn't
weird
gone
how
too
they
bad.
accomplish
You gotta
that too.
check
You
it
don't
out.
see that a lot in PS1 games.
Right.
It doesn't really serve a purpose, it's just kind of a cinematic effect, but I'm not a fan, honestly. It reminds me of really low quality video for some reason.
Calm down.
I can't take him seriously when he says father. Yeah, see, it's the voice, his personality I kind of like.
Make sure you don't escape.
Him busting through the glass was amazing, blew my mind. Yeah, it was a killer fucking scene, no joke. But you could kind of, in Code Veronica, start to see the beginnings of Resident Evil's action focus that it would take in the future. From, you know what I mean? Like, you could kind of see that start to happen.
What are you doing? Stop it. What's the matter?
And for those of you that don't know the storyline or the ending to this game, good Lord Almighty, it's incredible. It is one of the best. Oh, Christ, it's so good. It is so fucking good. Oh, that leaves behind the spark ball. Do I want that, though? Colin Swinburne, shirt off and band-aids, also do it in RF. How have you been, man? Thanks for the $2. I did a stream on Twitch once, and they convinced me to take my shirt off because they said that it wasn't going to get me banned. And then, and then somebody else got on and was like, "No, that'll totally get you banned, dude." So we thought if we put rubber bands over my nipples that it would be okay. Not rubber bands, band-aids. It has the word band in it. Same thing. The only mention of Billy was the false report written by Rebecca. Yeah, there you go. See? Hey, you're a handsome dude. Thank you, Marcus. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that. You guys gonna give me a big head. Ooh, heavy blade. I don't ever use the original. Fucking gee. You might as well, Jared. I think it replaces it, so I don't need to re-equip. Wait, I'm a healing? Is that you healing? I need to know. I loved Steve's design and character too, but his voice acting was like a dying banshee sometimes. Yeah, it was rough to get through. That's a fact. I will say though, I was vindicated when I started working on the retrospective, and like, because I was so interested, what the hell would make them change Steve's hairstyle in Code Veronica X on the PS2? Like, he used to have the parted down the side thing going, and I thought, yeah, that looked cool enough. And then they gave him bangs, and I was like, why? But why though? That's extra money for something that doesn't do anything. So I just, it killed me. And then I researched, and it turns out they did it because they thought they might get sued by Leonardo DiCaprio because they look similar. The Second City Saint. What if Billy got turned into Nemesis? See, that would be a cool plot point worth visiting, I think. Show yourself. What you got? Oh, you know what? If I had that one gun, I'd be set. I might. At some point, right? Ah, there. Now you know how to dodge, Jared. Yo. Oh fuck! I thought I had it. I thought I could just keep going forever. Can we hit him at just the right time? Okay, so what we do, we get up here first, right? Shoot him as he's coming up and down. Yeah, jump right into his... That's what you do. A lot of people don't know this is the secret. What you have to do is act like a fucking idiot. Then the game feels bad for you. You can't fuck with me. I'm dodging with the best of them. Yeah, sometimes it's towards the attack, but... Okay. Alright, this is gonna work. I need that other gun. And and I'm gonna get a shit ton of ammo for it, and it's not gonna take me very long at all to kill him. Oh, does my health keep going down? This is interesting. Will I die? Or will it leave me? Is it worth it? It's not worth it. I just saved. It's worth it. Reminded me more of Christian Slater than DiCaprio. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not see that at all. He seemed like a, once I read that, it all like clicked for me. When Steve broke through the glass, it looked better on Dreamcast for some reason. It was probably the Power VR GPU. I don't remember seeing a difference, but I would like to look for that actually. And Evil Resident, not a fan of the criticism that Rebecca lost her development from 0 to 1. 1 is right after 0. Me at the start of a 10-hour shift, and at the end, not pretty. Yeah, I could see where they're coming from. It was going to happen. You know, they kind of retconned a lot of stuff. But I agree with you. I don't think it was really too egregious at all. Especially in the RE1 remake. You know, it was even more just kind of understandable. And she wasn't going to talk about all that shit that happened before, because, like, what good was that going to do in that situation? Jack Yeager 87, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for the $1.99, by the way. Hey to yourself. How you feeling, by the way? I know you were sick as fuck last time I talked to you. And clinical term nerd with Fortnite, thank you very much. Love your content and retrospectives. Wondering what your thoughts are on Jill's redesign in RE3. So, admittedly, I have not seen much because I've been staying away from any and all media regarding 3. But I will tell you that I'm not as down on it as everybody else seems to think. It does look like her hair is a little messed up the entire time, but I don't know. You know what it does? It's not so much that it looks good individually, but I think it fits the overall cohesive new Resident Evil world that they're kind of building. It fits in. Wait, did I already buy that gun? Am I stupid this whole time? Nobody answered that. I think it fits in with this overall, like, remade Resident Evil world that they're building. Like, look at Leon and Claire, how different they look from their original. You could tell that they took inspiration from the originals, but it's very clear that they're kind of heading in a different direction, and I'm not so much against that. I only have 1,000. Okay, so we're gonna have to just use this all right here. You still sick? Well, hopefully you're not right, and hopefully it's not COVID-19. That would be really nice if you didn't have corona. I got my fingers crossed. On Darkside Chronicles, he was really upgraded. I love the part of him saying Claire from Alfred shoot. Oh, like when they were having the shootout? Yeah, he wasn't as hard to, like, stand in Darkside Chronicles. You're absolutely right. And I really liked what they did with Claire's character model in that, too. That was just a really good game overall. People do not give it enough credit, I think. See, this is the secret. He's almost dead because he's turning red. It rhymes because it's true. There we go. Count Giraffe. Nice name, by the way. Thank you for the $5, man. You're one of the best reviewers on YouTube. Aw, you sweet son of a bitch. Glad I found your channel. I love your retrospectives especially. Well, I'm fucking super stoked that you... God, it feels so weird to have people like enjoy my content. Like, I make this stuff to, like, nerd out about, you know? Like, so I just learned a new editing suite just specifically because I was like, man, I need to do something new and cool and, like, techie, and it's so cool that people give a shit about all this stuff I put out on the internet. Okay, I'm not gonna waste any more ammo on you. Thank you again. Man, that's so fucking nice. All of you guys are fucking sweethearts. Thank you so much for hanging out and just chilling. Some of you guys are throwing out money, which is just baffling to me how cool that is. I don't know. I hope I never get to the point where... Yes, I did just go in a giant circle. In case anybody was wondering if I was going to acknowledge that. Hopefully I never get to the point where it's not incredible that people like my content. I hope I never get to the point where, like, I just expect that to be the case. Like, yeah, of course you guys like my videos. You know, I feel like you got to kind of stay hungry. You know what I mean? You gotta be willing to like fight tooth and nail even when you got it made. Nerding out with nerds is a good feel. That's a solid way to put it. That gun tore his ass up. Yeah, like this gun specifically for that dinosaur is good matchup. Why did you... After I let go of the button, he turned. Okay. We're gonna try this one again. I wonder how powerful that is. I'm gonna try it out. I would throw out cash, but I'm broke. Listen, man, like I said before, you guys do not feel like you have to at all. Even you guys that have already given money, thank you. I appreciate the shit out of it. Please don't feel like that's necessary. Like, this is a really weird economic time. And listen, if you have the cash to throw around, more power to you, man. I totally support you. I'm not going to tell you no, but just don't feel like that's something that I'm expecting out of you guys, because it's definitely not. Okay, so we got to go for that no damage, right? Solid work, Jared. Solid. Oh, you know what it could do? Aim at them and then hit circle. Always stay hungry. You have to. It's like you're fasting for life, man. Resident Evil needs an animated series like Castlevania. God, do I agree with that. Ooh, when you're right, you're right. Just, oh, it would look so cool. You know, but, okay, so let's hope for a series like Castlevania, but the quality doesn't degrade with every season like Castlevania has done. But don't spoil anything, please, because I still haven't finished season 3. I think we just got to the episode where the guy who runs the town offered them the job to like check out that monastery thing. I haven't gotten past that, but the animation quality just keeps dipping every season that goes by. You and your vids made me smile in dark times. Thank you, Spartan. I appreciate the shit out of that. Can I just knife you to death, please? I'm getting so tired of you guys kicking my ass when I'm trying to not have my ass kicked. Alright, we're doing it again. I don't care. It's so cool hearing someone talk about the games we love. See, that's why I started making the videos. I just, like, nobody was talking about the games I wanted to hear about. You know, I followed YouTubers at the time reviewing video games. When I first thought about starting my channel, reviewing video games wasn't the, I guess, it's not lucrative now, but it was not as lucrative as I guess it is now. I'm just gonna, yeah, can I keep getting hit forever off the same attack, please? Okay, yeah. Jesus Christ, Jared, you are not doing well. Yeah, all the reviewers were covering things, and I'm not like so much of a, God, I hate Nintendo, but everybody who had a channel was like, oh, did you guys hear about, like, little Samson? And I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, no one's talking about the games that I'm interested in. So I was like, wait, I gotta talk about him then if that's gonna be the case. Like, we gotta get this done. The word needs to be spread. Dot, thank you very, very much. Thanks for all the sweet content, Jared. I'm bringing some views while I got them. I appreciate the shit out of it. I know I'm gonna fucking repeat myself until I sound like a broken record. I appreciate the fucking shit out of you guys, no joke. I mean, like, in a situation where, like, nobody is really sure about their economic status right now, the fact that somebody's got some money to throw towards my dumbass little YouTube project, it really does fucking a little tear to Papa Jared's eye. Yeah, I don't know, but you... Like, let that be sort of... This is going to sound like such a fucking douchebag thing. Let that be kind of a lesson to you. If someone's not doing the shit that you want to see, man, you got to do it. It's up to you. Like, I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of videos covering Hunter the Reckoning on YouTube right now, right? But now I put one out there, and maybe that doesn't mean much of anything in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's a video about a video game series, you know, like, I get that argument, but that's something that maybe wasn't out there. Maybe there's somebody who will find the Hunter the Reckoning games now and will find some sort of enjoyment. Just like this little bit, you know what I mean? Like on a rainy day, they're feeling kind of depressed. Their girlfriend just broke up with them, or their boyfriend just left them or cheated on them. And now they have this series that just brought them this little bit of happiness. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you're responsible for a small portion of that small portion of happiness, which is something that maybe wouldn't have existed otherwise. That's really fucking cool. Fuck me, I was going on a streak too, and they know it. I'm telling you, they know exactly what they're doing. This is Capcom created supercomputer AI, and the second you start doing well, they're like, just fucking hammer him into the dirt, please. Suck my fucking sideways ass. Hey, Colin, Ring of Red, Silent Hill crossover, make it so. Ooh, Lord Almighty. Listen, if you're trying to turn me on physically, tell me a Silent Hill strategy RPG. Just whisper it into my ear. Damn it, it's so cool. I kind of always viewed my channel that way. I mainly just focus on content that I want to do, and I'm glad you do the same. Yeah, that's the idea, man. You know, people found me because of the survival horror stuff, and I fucking love survival horror. That's a goddamn fact. But I would say a majority of the games I play are JRPGs or fighting games, really. This makes up a very small percentage of the stuff I like, and I have a channel now. Like, I have a platform where I can talk about that shit, and that blows me away. I'm in a very lucky position. I mean, like, look, I'm sitting here just playing a video. You know, we're playing Dinosaur Crisis 2. We're just chilling, right? Like, there's 200 of us just fucking hanging out, man. That's so cool. I don't know. A lot of this stuff still is surreal to me. Like, back in the day, producing content meant releasing a video and being really excited if I got 700 views on it. You know what I mean? If I got to 1,000 in a week, I was like, wow, holy shit, things are going crazy. Nowadays, like, it's so strange to see views that, like, I would never have assumed that that was even something I could do. Like, that's something you would see on, like, big YouTubers. You would see, like, Lazy Game Reviews getting, you know, 100, 200,000 views on their videos. Not fucking my little ass, you know? Okay, and then here's where we get to that. Your passion makes all the difference. Also, would you cover the Legacy of Kain series? Count Giraffe. It's funny you say that. Jack Yeager in the chat sent me a shit ton of the LOK games because he's been talking them up this entire time, and I'm gonna have to play them. There we go. So, yep. Yeah, but it's been a long time, and I think I think it was Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2 on the, was it a Dreamcast port of the 2? I remember the first game I ever played in that series was a Dreamcast port, and I think it was Soul Reaver 2. And I really and truly don't remember much of it. So I'm actually kind of interested in getting back in and checking it out. Would I do a Parasite Eve review? I did a whole Parasite Eve retrospective, actually. 3 episodes long. Covered all the games. That was actually the first full series retrospective I ever did. It was to celebrate, I think, starting my Patreon. I started my Patreon. Oh, fuck. Ooh. You can't fuck with me. I'm too fast. Yeah, I started my Patreon and I was like, oh, just like to celebrate, let's do, you know, a retrospective on one of my favorite games of all time, Parasite Eve 1. And I always liked, remember the game trailers retrospectives they would do? That dope-ass voiceover they always had? Those were always super entertaining. Me and my wife would just watch the Metal Gear Solid retrospective and the Silent Hill one just because. Even though, admittedly, those guys got a lot wrong about Silent Hill when they did that. But I don't know, I just always got into full series retrospective style videos. And when I started my Patreon, I was like, yeah, I'm throwing my hat in the ring, right? And then it ended up being my bread and butter. See, I'm doing well. They're going to not stop until I'm dead now. I wonder if I have like paranoid schizophrenia, or like I think this computer is after me. See, what did I fucking say? I knew it. There was no way I was making it out of here doing that well. You fucking assholes. Jared, you have triangle. Do it. Yeah, you can't do anything. You didn't know. You weren't ready for this. Nobody was. A port of SR2 for Dreamcast was planned out but canceled. It was released on PS2 and PC. So maybe it's part 1 then. See, now the big question is, why am I going here? Because I don't really know. What are my most nostalgic video game soundtracks? That's actually a pretty easy question to answer. It would have to be Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil 2, Symphony of the Night, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. What else? There's some good shit out there. Donkey Kong Country, I feel like that doesn't even need to be said. Donkey Kong Country, Final Fantasy VI. Maybe the list is getting too long at this point. There's a lot of them. Sum it up that way. Max Payne 2 for sure. Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2. I think out of all the Silent Hill games, though, Silent Hill 3 has the most impactful soundtrack to me, like the most emotionally charged soundtrack. To this day, I can listen to Silent Hill 3 soundtrack and without remembering specifically what scene each song played in, I could feel the emotion of that scene. Like there's when I don't want to spoil anything. Spoiler alert, when a character in Silent Hill 3 dies, the song that plays there is this violin, and the violin is actually super like weepy. Like it sounds like a person crying almost. It has like a sad lament to it, right? And every time I listen to that, to this day, I'm like, oh yeah, so this sounds like somebody crying. You know what I mean? I can appreciate the long list. Yeah, there's a fucking lot of them. Okay, let's do that. Yes. I only have 50 shots for that. I feel like I should be using it out here though. Yeah, fuck it. Like, why wouldn't I? Let's do it. Maybe now that I have him, I can get into rooms that Regina already opened. That Max Payne 2 ending theme, though. Oh, God, it's all incredible. It's like... Oh, God, I can't fucking believe how good this shit is. You know what would actually be good? Let's use this as a sub-weapon, because you jump back when you use this. That'd be a good little... evasive move. Max Payne 3, see, I didn't think I would like the Max Payne 3 soundtrack as much because I loved Part 2, and I just didn't feel like having this band called Health, like, you know, I didn't think that would, why would that make any sense? After listening to it, holy shit, did they kill that soundtrack. They just demolished the emotional feeling. It's so weird. It was like traditional instruments, but being played in such a way that they didn't sound like traditional instruments, and they sounded like, again, like the emotion they were trying to portray, which is just so hard to do. Chrono Cross is amazing. Oh god, I wanted to do a video, and I probably still will, about how Chrono Cross is a much better sequel than a lot of people give it credit, because it's very weird and does a lot of things very different to what Chrono Trigger did, but it did exactly what Chrono Trigger did in the opposite way. So Chrono Trigger revolutionized a lot of stuff, like with the dual tech system, with the switching time system, and Chrono Cross doesn't have analog for those exact changes, right? What they have is similarly radical changes. Now you can run away from boss fights. Like there's never been an RPG I could even think of that had that kind of mechanic in it, ever. Instead of the switching time mechanic, you have switching essentially like realities, universes, right? So they did everything that Chrono Trigger did without doing anything that Chrono Trigger did, I guess. Okay, so I can't get in there. So what are you even doing here, Jared? Xenosaga 3 Fatal Fight is my favorite from that game. Wait, Fatal Fight is my favorite from that game. You know what? I played Xenosaga 1 and was not a fan of how slow it started. I mean, like, it starts like with an action scene, but as far as getting into the story goes, the game has this very slow pace, and it turned me off. Like, I remember after I had just escaped from a ship that was attacked by aliens, and I was like, yeah, everything's ramping up now. And then I get on this other ship, and the captain's like, hey, could you get me my tea? And I was like, I'm turning this fucking game off. That's it. Chrono Cross was just overwhelming. Jared, pay attention. They're coming for you. They know when you're doing well. Chrono Cross was just overwhelming with the characters. It was tedious, especially since, well, see, here's the thing. That's the interesting thing about the characters in Chrono Cross. Like, you didn't have to get any of them, other than like the storyline characters. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. I found a team, and I really didn't give a shit about anybody else. So like I wasn't like one of those completionists that was trying to like recruit that Martian on that island or anything. I just kind of found the team that I was comfortable with, and I didn't care anymore. There was, in the way you go about, you know what it reminded me of? Suikoden 1 and 2. It reminded me of Suikoden 1 and 2, where you had to like do certain things to get certain characters to join your party. Like, there's this one girl where she existed in one reality, but in the other reality, she had a twin sister who died, I believe, was her story. And if you take her to the reality where her sister died, you get this like final kind of element for her, which is like, it was almost like a double tech where her and her dead sister come together for like a fucking hand-to-hand combo, which was killer. I liked her, and there was this weird ninja guy with a robot arm who took his arm off and shot like a dark element attack at the enemies, and that was the only team I gave a shit about. I didn't care about recruiting anybody else. Okay, let's get that no damage. It's not worth getting hit by them. But you know, I do have the fire shield, so like if I were to just... The recovery is mega long on that. Gotta keep that in mind. Bloodborne soundtrack is awesome as well. Yeah, okay, so I actually really like the Bloodborne soundtrack, but there was one song in it, one track, that was killing me because it reminded me of something, and I didn't know what it was. And then I finally, like, looked through my anime intro playlist because I knew it was from an anime, and it turns out there's, like, the first 4 notes in this song in this one area sounds exactly like the Elven Lied intro where the opera singer is singing. That killed me for so long until I figured that out. Mikhail Casanova. Also, hey, Avalanche Review. How are you doing? Hey to you. There are 45-minute cutscenes in Xenosaga. Yeah, but you know what I really was always interested in is how the graphics changed from the second to third game. Like, it looked really good. Okay, so let's reload. I can't even imagine that this is entertaining me, watching me go back and forth. Just meandering around because I'm not paying attention to anything. I actually played Chrono Cross before Chrono Trigger, so I don't know. I appreciate both games for their differences and similarities, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think it does. I think they both, like I said, I think they both did the same things differently, which it sounds like it doesn't make any sense, and it sort of doesn't. But it's just the things that were accomplished in Chrono Trigger were accomplished in Chrono Cross in a different way. The It's so hard to explain that in a way that doesn't make me sound like some kind of pretentious, like, games are art douchebag. I feel like Yahtzee Croshaw every time I talk about Chrono Cross. I have a full fucking thing of ammo. Please do not hit me. Ugh. Thank you. I just need to get here. This is all I need. I'm doing good, man. Saw you were streaming and wanted to hang out. Love your content. Would love to interview you on my Hawaii podcast one day if you're down. Hey, listen, man, get me on Twitter. I have done every podcast that's been offered to me so far, so if you DM me on Twitter, I am open. I have my DMs open, and I always answer them. Speaking of which, I had a company DM me, and they're like, hey, you emailed us asking for a key to our game. We just wanted to make sure that that was actually the case. And I was like, dude, this is a bad way to sell your game. Like, I figured they were just trying to, like, cold call, essentially. Like, yeah, I emailed you. And then I was like, dude, this is not the way you want to market your game, man. Just, like, be honest and tell me that you would like me to review your game or something. And the guy was like, no, I'm dead serious. Like, you emailed us. And he sent me the screenshot. Some fucking asshole is using the Gmail account Avalanche Reviews business at gmail.com and is telling people I want game keys. I don't know why they're doing that, though, because then they're telling them to DM me. Fuck, I almost had a fucking combo on that. But they're telling them to DM me on Twitter, so they're not getting the game keys. I'm getting contacted for the game keys. I don't understand why. That doesn't seem like a trick that makes any sense. That they're just getting me game keys at that point. I appreciate you doing that podcast with me. We'll have to do it again sometime. Hell yeah, man. I will talk to anyone who's willing to sit down and talk to me. That's my rule. Awesome. I'll DM you shortly. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, if there's someone who's willing to have a conversation and they're talking about something I'm interested in, I'm doing it. I don't give a shit how many viewers you have, how popular you are. If we could sit down and talk, we're going to do it. He does answer DMs. He refused to send me news. I didn't refuse. I think you refused to meet my demands for DMs. And to be fair, that's all my wife. She said I'm not allowed to send out nudes. She's tyrannical, honestly, with the way she runs this household. I can't send out nudes to anybody. It's fucking ridiculous. They want to help me? There's no way. There's no way there's some guerrilla advertising guy that's trying to get me more games, you know? And they're always games that I wouldn't get into, like Space Sims and stuff. Nothing against that genre. It's just like, I don't know. There's nothing in there for me, I don't think. Hey, you think the fire thing will cut this down? The answer is no, guys. We figured that out together. I should totally cover the Dark Souls series. Listen, I do not want to break your heart. I really... Rewind Mike will yell at me all day long. I really don't like the Dark Souls games. I am not what you call a big fan. I have a very specific view on Dark Souls. Dark Souls to me is a lot like Smash Bros. I'm tired of her coming between. She does come in between us a lot, doesn't she? She's preventing me from getting more popular. I would probably have an OnlyFans if it wasn't for my wife. I think Dark Souls is a lot like Smash Brothers in the sense that I get why people enjoy it. Because, I mean, as someone who played through Demon's Souls, I get the appeal, but people are playing the game in a way that it wasn't meant to be played, and I find that really interesting. Okay, so let me back up here. The game was meant to be very slow, very methodical, and not as much skill-based as it was painfully difficult, right? And people started playing it, and they used the difficulty as a selling point. there were people who like sold themselves on their ability to play Dark Souls, and I think that's really cool because they were kind of going against the grain as far as what the developers developed the game for, right? Same way Smash Brothers was a party game that people started like figuring out how to play competitively, and that was just kind of their thing, even though the game wasn't made to be played that way, which is totally fine. I just don't find it appealing because from someone who doesn't know how to play it on a master level, it's just not very fun until you can play it that way. You know what I guess I would say? It feels to me the same way that I hear an argument against fighting games all the time. It was like, oh, they're not fun unless you can like pull all the combos off and shit, which I disagree with, except for when you're talking about Dark Souls. I can't play it at a level where it would be fun for me. It would just be frustrating. And then other people will say like, oh, well, once you get to that point, it's super fun. It's like, I'm not willing to be frustrated for a really long time to have fun for a really short time. Sekiro is just dexterity build Dark Souls. See, that actually kind of looked interesting to me. But do I have a research key card? I do. But I think more than anything... Okay, so let me preface everything I just said, even though I already said it, so preface doesn't make sense. I think I would be willing to get into a Dark Souls game if I was more into the lore and the world. And I think that... listen, I know, like, oh, they put a bunch of lore in there for you to figure out on your own. Like, no, they didn't. They put a bunch of shit that people assume. It's the same thing as Silent Hill. There is a story in Silent Hill, and everybody always ends up overestimating and theorizing what the story is. And I feel like Dark Souls is the same way. Like, there is a core story in there, and everybody gets something different out of it. And I would like to have an actual stories told to me. Have I played Dead Space? Yes, sir, I have. I loved the first game. Me and the wife actually played the shit out of that back in the day. And we started the second game. Didn't get all the way through it, but I remember liking it. I don't remember a lot about it, though. Hey, Jared and chat, could you keep this stream up when finished? Maybe move it to the second channel if you want to keep your main stream free. It's 5 a.m. in the UK. Gonna try and sleep. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go as it is. How long have we been doing this for? A million years, I assume? It's probably a million years, right? 2 hours? Yeah, let's see. I don't know. I'm feeling tired, man. I just got done editing a new project, and I'm fucking spent. Oh, I remember this part of the game. You got to trap the little fucking dinosaur guy. Dead Space would be an awesome game for me to cover. Yeah, I think if I do cover Dead Space, though, I'm going to have to do the entire series. Because it feels like you can't really tell that Dead Space story without including all the trappings and failings from the other games, you know? Bloodborne is still king. I have not played Bloodborne. I'd be interested in checking it out, though. I think that's another situation where the world would have me more interested in the game than anything else. Okay, let's not do that. Yeah, something about that like Cthulhu-esque mythos would get me going much better than the dark fantasy of Dark Souls, I guess. Shit, my internet's out. Gotta leave you guys. Well, that sucks. I feel for you, man. Not that you can even hear me if the internet's out. I like Bloodborne too. Just hate Dark Souls. All right, I get that. Maybe I might. There might be hope for me then if that's the case. I wasn't expecting to wake up to an Avalanche stream. Fuck yeah, man. Oh, Game Dev Made Easy. You made it. Have I been missing you in the chat? It's a little more congested here in the chat than I'm used to from my other stream channel. Okay, so there's nothing in here. I didn't know you had a second channel. Drop the advertising. I luckily still have my address posted in the clipboard. That is where I'm supposed to be streaming from tonight, and I logged in. I think I logged in on my phone to send a message telling everybody that I was live. I don't know if there's something I have set up with Google Chrome or with my Google account that when I logged in on my phone, I'm almost positive it logged me in here on the computer. Either that or something has gone insanely wrong, but that's why I'm streaming on my main account. That was not the intention, but here we are. This game still looks really good. The 3D models are less boxy than Resident Evil. They have more shape to them, which is really cool. Not as good as RE3, but this did come out before RE3, I'm almost positive. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I think this is the better Dino Crisis game, which is crazy to say from someone who loves survival horror so much, but I think this is the one. Fucking Caspasaurus. I am your buff gamer dad. And mom. It's 2020. Don't fuck around. Dude, holy shit, I have not seen you in so long. Is it like regular Be Awake time over in fucking upside down Australia? First off, fucking quit with the niceties. When's the next fucking video? It's been around a year, so it's around about your schedule. I should do a retrospective on Alien Isolation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So it does look interesting, and I would change my mind once I actually played it, but that seems to me like one of those games where it's like, I'd like to play that on stream, unless like I'd like to devote a shit ton of time to reviewing it, I guess. Have I played Dino Crisis 3 or Dino Stalker? Yeah, I did an entire Dino Crisis retrospective here on this channel. Have I played any Doom games? I actually just started, which is going to make me sound like a fucking idiot who's been missing out this entire time. I just started Doom 16 over on my Twitch channel. I stream at a lot of fucking stupid places. I just started Doom 2016 for the very first time over on my Twitch channel, and I'm fucking loving it. But I keep feeling like an idiot by telling people I love it, because it's like, yeah, duh, you love everybody fucking loves it, Jared, you asshole. I still prefer Dino Crisis 1, but 2 is still awesome. Yeah, Dino Crisis 1 is the more it is the only survival horror game in the series for sure. Something about this though, it's so familiar to me. Okay, well this isn't where I want to be. What's the rarest survival horror game that I've played? I don't know that I played a lot of the rare ones like Haunting Ground or Christ, what's the other big one? Rule of Rose. I've never played the real rare survival horror games, which seems like I really should. I never played those, so I don't really own or play a shit ton of the really super rare stuff. Okay, there's got to be something that I'm not seeing, right? Like something I'm missing here. Unless this is just the area I chased that dinosaur into. I bet you $10 if I go and examine that cage again, he's going to be there. Okay, so hold on. Let's get into this. I'm still trying to understand the ending of Dino Crisis 2. Like, did Regina stop the time to rescue Dylan and Paula or no? If you go by the ending of Dino Crisis 3, no. Paula and Dylan are still on the island and aware of the whole time thing. So, technically... Okay, so he's not in there. He's in here somewhere. Maybe in that other room. Or in this room that I'm in currently. Texas Tea, man. Spyro's one of my... Texas Tea. Wait. Spyro? I never really got into Spyro. I don't like a lot of platformers or like collectathon type of games. Here's a question. Why has that thing not come out yet? Haunting Ground. I love that game. Yeah, I want to play it. I don't know why. I just haven't got around to it yet. This is where you go, you fucking idiot. God damn. Did I ever play Run Like Hell? No, but I have it over here. I want to play it. That's that one where it's like non-combat. You just keep running, right? I remember. Oh, shit. Run Like Hell. The new metal band Spineshank did a music video for that game. I remember that. Should have just led with that description. If you want me to pay attention, tell me Spineshank did a fucking song for a game. I see you. You can't fucking run from me. I mean, you can. You're designed to. But I appreciate you not doing it. Yeah, do it. Run into there. See what I'm going to do now. Fucking weed your ass out. Yeah, get out, though. If I take real life damage from that, I'm going to be so pissed. Okay, so. Oh, this is how you got to do it. This is the fucking next level strats they don't want you to know about. Jared, your Onimusha retrospective made me and my little brother play through the whole series this Christmas. We had to stop at 4, though. It was just that bad. You know what's weird is I hear from a lot of people that's like one of their favorites. I don't get that. Yeah, I actually stopped playing through 4 as well, so you're not alone there. Also, god damn it, that's cool to hear. That my videos made someone play a game that I love. Like, that's exactly what I'm going for. Okay, so I'm going to keep you from going here by walking this way. What are you going to do now, fool? Dude, you're in an unwinnable situation. Fuck you, asshole. You son of a bitch. Listen, there's nowhere to go. You look like a fucking idiot right now. No, she didn't. And realistically speaking, it will be unnecessary to rescue Dylan since he got the data from the third generation. Yeah, and on top of that, he kind of reserved himself to staying there because of certain events I don't want to spoil. Alright, motherfucker. Just don't hide there, though. That's all I'm asking you. Spineshank did a song for Freddy vs. Jason. That makes a lot of sense. So did Killswitch Engage, oddly enough. And El Nino. Holy shit. There was a lot of fucking good/terrible music on that soundtrack. Yeah, go in there. That's right, little fucker. Did I ever play Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn? No, but I have it and I want to because it looks like a Resident Evil game set inside of a 90s action movie, and I'm super down with that. You're the reason I bought Darkwood? Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I really, really fucking like Darkwood, so. Okay, we just gotta run you in there now. Yeah, that's still, I'll get a comment on what, because I get like, oh fuck, no. I get a bunch of comments, but like every once in a while I'll get the one that goes, dude, I tried this game because of this video and holy shit, I love it. And I'm like, fuck, that gets me right where I want to be got. There better not be a hole over here. I'm gonna be fucking furious with you. Okay. Yeah, no, get out. Is he stuck? I'm gonna be pissed if you're stuck. Yeah, run this way. Come on, you little fucker. I feel bad calling. Look at how cute he is. I don't want to call him a little fucker. Thank you. Oh shit, Brian, what's going on, man? Hanging out here, not meaning to fucking stream, but here we are. Now is a really good time to play RE games on Steam with discount on all the franchise. Hell yeah. Actually, I just, fuck, I wish this stream would have happened a week ago. There was a really good Humble Bundle. It had like RE0 and the Mega Man X collection for like nothing. Why did these dinosaurs make like monkey sound? I'm gonna have to redo that entire fucking sequence. Oh, you were such a no, I don't want to use. Fuck. You're gonna have to use it. Play Silent Hill 420. The rumored Silent Hill that Team Silent doesn't mention about. Okay, don't like. You're not giving me a lot to work with here, game. That's right. If they ever remake Silent Hill, would you rather them recast the voices? Yeah, they would have to. There would really be no other way to do it, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love it for them to bring back the originals. For one, I genuinely think the voice acting in Silent Hill 1 was good. I know a lot of people say it's not. And maybe I just have like a bias for the game that's kind of blinding me. I genuinely think it has good voice acting. The writing isn't the best, but I feel like the quality of the voice acting and the like emotion it's trying to portray is just spot on. Ooh, Obscure. I fucking love Obscure. I've actually been really wanting to... that's another series. Okay, so I think a while ago someone asked about series that I would like to do a retrospective on. Obscure is high up on that list. Just because there's a lot of ports. There's a Wii game for the second Nightmare. What is it called? Obscure... It's not New Nightmare. That's Alone in the Dark. I forget what the damn name is. The second Obscure game. They made it for the PSP, the Wii, and the PS2. Do you ever think they'll get a Dino Crisis remaster? I don't think so. I don't think Capcom made... They made a decent amount of money for it being like a new series and a Shinji Mikami game. But I don't think they made remaster or HD update kind of money, you know? Like Capcom, even nowadays, I mean, they're making really good decisions, but they still need a financial incentive. Oh, you fucking asshole. I hate you with everything that I have. These are the worst enemies because they can hit you while they're entering the fucking stage. The aftermath. That was it. That was exactly it. Like I said, I'm just going to start sentences and you guys finish them from now on. Because I don't know the end of anything I'm talking about. Have I ever streamed Fatal Frame? I have not, and I'd be super down to do that, actually. Rescue pack. Oh, I can't buy rescue packs, can I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that. I thought that was way more of a resource than it was. It would have sucked if I wouldn't have used it, because I thought I couldn't get another one. Okay, there we go. This is what I need here. But... Oh, we can do both, Jared. Listen. There we go. And now I can't do much of anything else, but that's okay. Let's save it real quick for sure. Real question. Ever play Cursed Mountain on the Wii? No, but I saw somebody review that a very long time ago. And it looks just interesting enough. What the hell? Who was it? Oh, it's gonna kill me now. I cannot remember who it was. Oh, stops bleeding completely. I wish it looked different, but whatever. DMC3 could use a remake. They already did an HD sort of remaster. I feel like they probably won't do that right now. I mean, that was fairly recent. You know, actually, DMC3 has a very interesting history in this household. So back when me and my wife were dating, we would talk on the phone all the time, like a typical teenage couple. But at the time we were dating, Devil May Cry 3 came out, and I was playing the fuck out of it. And she hated it when I played DMC3 on the phone because I'd be paying attention to like keeping my style grade up, and I had this weird thing to keep rhythm while I was shooting. I would like fucking asshole. I would like bite my teeth together as I would hit the button. It was so stupid. It'd be like and she would know when I was playing it because I wouldn't be paying attention to anything she says. DMC3 almost caused a rift in my relationship. Ooh, Siphon Filter reboot. Now that would... Who owns the rights to Siphon Filter? Sony? I think that was like a Sony production, right? I don't know what company like developed it though. Game dev made easy. So when I finish the design document on my game, want a copy of it? Yeah, sure. Give it the old some fucking asshole on the internet look over. Jared, what's your setup for Dino Crisis 2? Upscaler or OG PS1? Well, I'm using a PS2 right now, which some could argue is sort of emulation, like hardware emulation. But we're using a PS2 with component video output. I was lucky enough to get my hands on a pair of monster video cables. And we're going into the OSSC, and the OSSC is doing a line quadruple mode. And I'm feeding that... Oh, you cunt. I'm feeding that HDMI output into my FrameMeister because my capture card does not like the OSSC in line quadruple. But I will say I am much more of a fan of the OSSC than I ever was before. Like, I really like this thing now. It was Nitro Red. That is exactly who it was. He's the one who did the review on Curse Mountain. Can I get through here at least with a no-hit bonus, please? Thank you for jumping into that, my friend. Damn, that combo sticks around now. Oh, thank God. Can I... Okay, so it's only 5. Okay, we might as well end it. Oh, that's right. Okay, I don't have to go through there. You're using a DualShock 2 to play this game? My condolences. Oh, I love the DualShock 2. That was a killer controller still. And I am, yes. I think the DualShock, as far as for my weird small hands, has been the most comfortable controller design ever made. Controllers are weird though, because like my hands are shaped differently than anybody else's, and like the controller that works best for me may not fucking mean anything to anybody else. Like for me, this is a weird point. So for me, the PSP is a lot more comfortable to hold than the PS Vita for some reason. I don't know why. Hey, thank you, Game Dev Made Easy. That's very fucking nice of you, man. Oh, God. Quick reaction time. You can't fuck with this. I'm like a machine. Do it. I fucking dare you to jump into that. He did it. I was joking. One more. Yeah, what do you got? Oh, you can't do it. I'm too... I didn't even mean to hit him, and I did. Siphon Filter's taser was indeed the shit. You were absolutely correct about that. Have I played Police Knots? I sure as hell have. I remember when that fan translation hit the internet. Holy shit. Me, my friend Peter, and my friend Brooks played the fuck out of that. Because actually it was my friend Peter, the guy... I don't know if any of you guys ever saw the video I made. Christ, what video was it? I forget. I think it was my video on Resident Evil 1 ports. And I talk about how a buddy of mine gave me a Sega Saturn out of the kindness of his heart. That was the dude, Peter. And he's the one who got me into Snatcher. So me and him actually played through the Japanese version of Snatcher together, just like with a translation guide in our lap. I mean, Police Knots, I'm sorry. I got dumb shit on the brain right now. Have you ever checked out Super Bunny Hop's vids on RE and MGS? Yes, so I go back and forth with him. I think he makes incredible content so often, And it feels very odd to me that he doesn't continually do it. Like, he puts out a video, like 3 videos a fucking year or something, it seems like. And I'm like, dude, you have a big following and you have a talent for this and you do so well at it. What the fuck else are you doing in your weird ass life where this isn't taking up a majority of your time? It just seems odd. When I see YouTubers that do really well and have a lot of talent, I get pissed off when they don't do anything with it and they just like, oh yeah, I'll put out a video every once in a while. I was like, dude, people care about what you say. Fucking give them something. Fuck you. I'm gonna be honest with you. If something that big jump kicked me in the back, I don't think I'd fall over. I love the DualShock 2 and 3 too, but most of my friends swear by the Xbox controllers, especially the latest ones. You know what? I have an Xbox One controller right around here, and I will say I used to think the D-pad was really good because it seemed like it uses micro switches, which I always love as someone who... Alright, I'm turning the fuck around now. Change the goddamn camera angle, get kicked in the face. Yeah, I used to like the clicky feeling. I still do like the clicky feeling of the Xbox One D-pad, but I will tell you right now that it is garbage for fighting games. And it seemed like that wouldn't be the case, but it's very bad. I've been trying to relearn Injustice 2 and get my Black Canary back, and it has been a nightmare with that fucking D-pad. Combo alive. Let's do this. Oh, that was so close. I was about to be pissed. Like, I could tell that was going to be it. That was going to be the hit that took me. So I need to start using that side hop more. No. Oh, what did I just say? Speak of the devil and he will arrive. I can't be stopped. I say all that stuff specifically to have... Oh, you... I was at the door, and I turned around like a fuck... Oh. Some people have to find the right thing to make a video on. I do understand that. That is true. And he does seem to be relatively eccentric, I guess I would say. I do get pissed off when he just super mispronounces really easy words, but then he says he has some type of... I don't know. It's fucking weird. It's like... I find it weird when people say melee. It's like, dude, it's fucking melee. The entire world says melee. Please, don't be an asshole about this. I just probably pissed off everybody in the chat who says melee. Who needs a grill when you have siphon filters, tase it? God, that was the... When I was a kid, that was the funnest thing you could ever do, is just tase someone until they caught on fire. Do I watch any Red Letter Media? You know, I didn't used to until I watched one of their videos on Batman versus Superman, I think. I think that their humor can be really dry, which I typically like, but it can be real slow to build up to, like... Because... It's like more banter than it is written out jokes, which I can appreciate, but it can kind of take a while for a joke to naturally occur, if that makes any sense, you know? I like their stuff, though. When it's good, it's very fucking good. Or at least that's the stuff that I saw. I think, was it Red Letter Media that has... What is it, Plinkett Reviews or something like that? You suck, Jared. I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you very much for bringing your stereotypical positive attitude. Never let anyone convince you otherwise. They won't do it, trust me. I promise you. Best of the worst is God tier, in my opinion. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Best of the worst. Doesn't sound familiar. Sure, to answer your question, Siphon Filter is a third-person shooter developed by Edectic. and published by 989. That's why I remember it. They did a sports series. It wasn't too extreme. 989 did fuck. It's like an X Games, or maybe it was Too Extreme and 3 Extreme on the PS1. I remember them from a sports game. Was it a skating game? I forget. Suburban Sasquatch, a must-watch awful movie. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys, he's not wrong. You do suck. No, I understand that. My favorite movie of all time, and I'm saying this because I want everyone, I should do a review of it. I started this channel specifically to review two things. Silent Hill 3 and the 1980 movie Clue. If that's 1983, I want to say. I literally started this channel to do that. I've never done it before because as I started reviewing video games, I didn't know how to turn that into movie reviews. But now that I do movie reviews, and I did just say doo-doo, which is always funny, I should review Clue because that is one of my favorite films ever printed to celluloid. Tim Curry in that movie is what I wish my wife was. I wish my wife was Tim Curry. It's so perfect. When Colonel Mustard asked him, and what do you do? Well, I'm the butler. I buttle. I never thought of the word buttle as a verb before, but now, god damn it, that's the only thing I can think of. God, what a good movie. Actually, I snuck a Clue reference. No, I didn't sneak it in. It was right there in front of everybody's face. I think it was my Silent Hill 1 review where I tried to give a visual reference for what Silent Hill 1's story is like. And it's just a scene from Clue. Oh, classic. Tim Curry is indeed God tier. That was on TV the other day? Ooh, lucky you. I haven't had cable in my house for so long because we only have one coax jack, and I use it for the router. So when I came into my house, the electrician had wired it for shit. So I went through and added, I went through and got rid of a bunch of like phone lines that were unnecessary, and there was like coax coming into the house in 3 different spots because we're in an area that used to not have internet. So you could tell there had been a few service providers over the years who had like added their own coax to the house from different lines and shit. So I went through the house and cleared out everything, and it turns out one of the coax spots Comcast tried to use and didn't work. So now we only have one coax spot hitting the house, and it's in the garage I'm in right now. And we were like, all right, listen, we either have the internet or we have cable. And it was a real easy choice to make. Ooh, the Hellraiser movies. Honestly, I'm not as big of a fan of Hellraiser as my wife is. She is a huge... She has a bunch of nostalgia for the series because she watched them as a little kid back... You know, like when your parents should not have let you watch the movie because it was way too scary? That's like her experience with Hellraiser. What is my college major? I'm a communication major, which is a made-up degree. It doesn't mean anything. I could tell you right now, I haven't graduated yet though. I am I think 12 credits away from my BA, and then fucking Corona hits. So now every class I take has to be online, which sucks because if I'm doing online, I can't trust myself to continue with the class because I'll just fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, instead of doing my assignments, I'll just do all the other shit I do on the internet. But yeah. Communication is a fucking bullshit degree. Every class I've taken so far has taught me nothing. It's just the easiest degree I could get without having to learn a shit ton of math. Because I have really, really, really bad dyslexia. And apparently, I didn't know this, there's a specific name for dyslexia when it has to do with, like, numbers. That was something I was not aware of. When I got diagnosed with dyslexia, it was in the late 80s. Nobody knew shit about it. It was like, it's this made-up thing no one cares about. My sister has a communication degree, and she does very well for herself. Oh, yeah, like, it's a college degree. It'll get you in anywhere. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with having a communication degree, unless you're going into college specifically to learn a trade. You're not going to learn it, and with that degree at least. I'm getting my communication degree because I needed the easiest track to finish my BA, so that I could get a visa in Japan, and communication degree was perfect for that. So I'm not saying don't get a communication degree. I'm saying do get one. I would rather people not go to college because it's a racket. You don't learn anything that you'll actually use in the real world unless you go to a trade school. Trade schools will teach you a job, and you will have job placement right out of trade school most of the time. I mean, the difference is insane between college and trade school as far as placement goes after school. But communication, what I'm saying is these are interesting classes that I enjoy. But if the idea was to get me to learn something, they have not done that. Like, philosophy classes are very interesting, but they don't teach you anything about actually applying any of those skills to real life. Rhetoric and argumentation, very interesting class, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Me and my teacher would just argue back and forth, politely. It was a fun type of argument, like bantering back and forth. And that was really fun, but at no point in a job will I touch on my experience arguing with my teacher in rhetoric and argumentation. That's just not the way the world works. So there's nothing wrong with getting that degree. It's actually the best money you can spend because it's the least amount of work. Oh, Tokyo Gore Police. And okay. Fucking Tokyo Gore Police is good. It's definitely good, right? But then, what was it called? Robo Geisha. Way better than Tokyo Gore Police. Just for the trailer. You have this guy with this fucking fucked up voice going, Tengu Milk, Robo Geisha. It's like this breathy. Oh, I love it. I have an online class Friday morning. I have to finish RE3 before then. Yes, you absolutely do. I was finishing my script for the RE movie during class this morning, actually. Has anyone ever told you that you should get into voice work? I do hear that from time to time. I don't know if I have that kind of talent, though, to be honest with you. People who do voice work are, like, really good at manipulating their voice, where I only have this. This is all I got right here. I used to work at a telephone sales company. It was a racket. It was healthcare for better living down here in South Florida. And I was doing phone sales for some bullshit acai berry that they said would, like, give you an erection or something, which is not true at all. It apparently would make your wiener bigger and all this stuff. It's not true. And we kind of scammed old people out of their money. You know, one of those things where you signed up online and you signed up for the free trial, and then they keep charging you because you never canceled it. That was the whole business model. And I started out doing like, what do you call it? When someone calls for like a refund, I'm the guy you get a hold of. And I would get all the time like, oh, you should do like radio work. You sound like a DJ, because, you know, they're old people. That was their frame of reference for voices, which is really cool. It's super. It's a awesome compliment. I never, ever noticed anything about my voice. I used to have a death metal band, so it was the opposite of my voice being, like, cool. It was like, no, it sounds like a demon, you know? Yeah, I never thought about my voice in any way other than just, like, normal-ass voice until I started doing YouTube. Game Dev Made Easy. Bad news. 988 Studios has been defunct since 2005. Damn. Oh, they did Days Gone. That's interesting as hell. And the Uncharted Vita game, which is actually pretty good. Dyscalculia. I can't even say that. That's what it's called. Interesting. Yeah, see, my problem is with numbers is I can't keep numbers straight once they get past a certain amount, and I have to see a physical representation of them. Like, for example, I can imagine the number 1,000 because I can think of 1,000 tangible things in the world. Is really interesting. If you would ever see my like scratch sheets when I'm doing math for like formulas and stuff, I would always have dots all over it because when I'm counting, I have to have a physical representation of something. So I'll make, if I was going to think of the number 6, it would represent in my mind 3 sets of 2 dots in a row, 2 by 2. For some reason, that's how it works for me. And if I was going to think of 100, I would break that down into how many dots equals how much, 10 for 10. You know what I mean? Very weird the way my brain works. And the same thing with reading. I have a really bad problem. You know how sometimes you'll be reading and your mind will autocomplete a word? The reason why it takes me so long to read you guys' comments is because my mind does that for every word I read. Like, every single fucking word I read. It's really annoying. But that's the reason why for the longest time, I never read a book on my own. You know, like we would always have, you know, your teacher would assign you a book for a project or something like that. I would begrudgingly sort of read those. I figured out how to cheat really well with that kind of stuff. Back before you could log onto the internet at any time you wanted, I figured out how to get, like, book reviews and shit and, like, ask people about what books were about and then just write down what they said and shit. Just because it was easier for me to figure out how to cheat than it was to do the actual work. It just seems ridiculous. You know, your teacher would always tell you, like, oh, if you work half as hard on doing the work as you do trying to get out of it, and blah, 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 blah. That was me to a T. So I never got good at reading or doing math because I always figured out a really good way to not do it. Like I would cheat, or, you know, I would have a method by which I would get out of the work in some way. So I never improved at it. To this day, this is going to sound, I don't want to sound like an idiot. Jared can't read and count. I still, to this day, don't know my times tables. Never learned them. And when it came time to do, like, complicated math, I either cheated or I didn't do it. And I was able to get through. I had, like, a solid B average in high school. I have, I forgot what my GPA is right now, but it's like, surprisingly good for someone who can't do math in their head. I don't know. I've always thought it would behoove teachers, instead of teaching me to remember facts, teaching me to find facts. Because that's what I was doing when I was learning how to cheat. I was teaching how to find, or I was learning how to find information that wasn't readily available. And I feel like that's what should have been taught in school instead. Because that's what I was good at. Like, I can get information on something. It's just, you know, it's a toss-up whether or not I'm going to remember that information and stick it in my head for the rest of my life. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that mindset is what made me so dumb as I am today.
Sharpshooter, aren't you? Hang around the arcades much?
Ever consider ADHD medication? That helped me a lot. There was a doctor that did say that me and my brother had ADHD. And my brother went on Ritalin at the time, which I know that isn't the only option nowadays, but it really changed his personality. And I don't know if that's the case with modern Ritalin or modern ADHD medication, but I don't know. Like, something about it just kind of, I don't know. Apprehensive, I guess, is the way to say it. Yeah, but I think I'm going to jet out of here because, man, I'm so fucking tired and I need some cereal and I want to just go to sleep watching YouTube. But I appreciate the hell out of you guys coming and hanging out with me. Again, I did not mean to stream on this channel, but I'm super glad that I did because this was a really cool turnout. I appreciate the shit out of it, guys. Should I buy a portable enema machine for traveling? You're losing money by not buying one, honestly. I got addicted to Ritalin. I don't want to see that stuff again. See, and that's another thing, too. I come from a family where addiction has happened to multiple members, and I'm worried about that, too. Back in the day, I still have really bad teeth, and I would constantly have to get root canals for one tooth after another. But I was poor, so I had to save up for each root canal, which meant I was in pain for about a month out of my life, right? And so I would take the pills they would give me, which is like hydrocodone. I remember I got done with one bottle once, and I thought to myself, why don't you go refill that, even though I wasn't in pain, right? So I just was afraid of getting addicted. I threw them out, and I think that's the thing with Ritalin. But bad stories aside, I appreciate the shit out of you guys coming out here. I love you all. Please make wise decisions. Stay safe. If you can, please purchase a firearm, and don't drive drunk. And I will give you all kisses. Have a sweet night or morning or wherever the hell you are. Love you guys. Have a good one. All right.